A two.
A one. Hey, everybody, welcome back to Read This, Read That. We have had a 2-week break where we had some pre-recorded stuff for you, and hopefully you enjoyed that based on the comments you did. But we are back live for the first time today in 2 weeks. So, hey, y'all, it's good to see your faces. Hey, cousin, sister, soror friend.
Hey, cousins, it's soul friend. Who you doing?
I'm doing fine. How about you?
I am tired.
Here. You are here.
I'm here.
But I
I'm
can't
in
wait
the
to hear
world. Yes.
all the things that you have been up to. You have been very busy in these 2 weeks off. We thought it was going to be a vacation, but it turned out not to be that at all for you. But we'll get to that in your wind down in a minute.
Yes.
But of course, as always, we want to remind you guys to please like and subscribe here on our little old channel and leave a comment so we can get our numbers up and keep the lights on and keep bringing you the fabulous content that we have been bringing you. And if you would please, when you get a moment on our YouTube channel, and I say YouTube specifically today because for the first time we are welcoming our Facebook family to the live. Hey, Facebook.
Hey, Facebook.
Hey, Facebook. Okay. So, but for those of you on YouTube, and even if you're on Facebook, when we're done here, scooch over to YouTube, hit the join button and join our cousin community. We have 2 levels that you can join and subscribe and be a part in a more intimate way in what we're doing here. Yesterday, we had with our editorial board and we took a look at the logos. They're almost done. Those of you who were in the meeting, or if you've seen that video replay, give us a shout out. Let us know what you think about the logos. But we finally got it nailed down. By the end of this week, everything with the logo will be finalized, and we will get that onto some merch that we will be putting up in our shop. Which, if you go to the link in our description, you can go there and buy some of the books that we have on sale from the fabulous authors that have been part of our book club. There you go, right there. Thank you, Camille. Shop.readthisreadthat.com. This Thursday, I know for those book club babes who have been waiting to hear when we're going to get to the book reel and the book club meeting with Kennedy Ryan, that will be this Thursday. So we hope to see you guys there. Oh, everybody's saying they missed us. Hey, beautiful ladies. Hey, cuzzies. Oh, I like that. I love that. I love how familiar everybody is. Okay.
Yes.
I think that's everything. I just have to get to the, announcements, in church where they make
church announcements. Yes. Does anyone have a prayer request? Does anyone need prayer? Please let us know.
Let us know, Reverend Dr. Joyanne Reed. Oh gosh. So, okay. Let's get to the wind down and get to what has been happening. And I do think that we should start with you. What do you think?
Am I nominated to go first? Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna be opening up my bottle while you're doing that.
Is that rubber liquor? Is that liquoration?
No, it's my favorite Prima Pave, my favorite non-alcoholic brut rosé.
Okay.
So much. It is freshly chilled. I got my my little jar, and we are ready to take it in. But okay, you have been around the world, and I can't find my baby, girl.
Can't find my baby. No, not as far around the world as I thought I was going to go. By the way, I'm drinking Sugar Hill Juice Company beet juice. It's a beet juice mix from Sugar Hill Juice Company. This is a Black-owned business that was started by a local hip hop artist in Harlem, New York, which is where I am today. And this was like a super enterprise. We were actually at another establishment grabbing some breakfast, and this young brother walks in and introduced himself to everyone in the restaurant. It was very enterprising, and he was like, I'm running this company called Sugar Hill Juice Company. It's literally down the street. After you guys are finished having your breakfast, come on down. We did. It was very nice. They let us taste all the different kinds of juices. This is the beet juice, very healthy and very tasty. You can go online, Sugar Hill Juice Company.
I love that. So what's it? It's just straight beet juice. Does it have apples in it or anything else?
Yeah, it's got beet. I think it's beet, apple. It tastes like it's got beet and apple. I mean, obviously the beet is predominant because it's super, super red, but it's also got apple and celery, I think, and it's fabulous. It's got a lot of stuff in it. And I'm not a beet person, so it's definitely blended with some other stuff. It was alarming. So support Black businesses. Okay, so
I love it.
I know y'all need drink sponsorships. They're having the time of my life. I agree.
I agree.
I'm happy to give that brother some free publicity because he's a good guy in a black business. We love it. So
Love that.
my wind down is when last we checked in with Joyanne Reed, myself and Jason Reed were supposed to be on our way to Ghana. So the
Yes.
plan was we were going to leave on the 2nd, come back on the 7th, 2 days before our very first live in-person show in New York at City Winery. It was the Joy Reid show live at City Winery. So it was all planned out. And then it kind of got derailed. We wound up not going to Ghana for reasons that are more complex than I have time to tell in this podcast because it just didn't feel right. We just didn't end up going. The vibe wasn't there. So we were like, you know what? Let's not go. And instead, let's just use this as a true vacation week and just do an admin week, get ready for the live show, and then it's going to chill. So we stayed, came to New York. I got some stuff done, stayed, and we did the live show, which I think Camille has a still for. It was really great. It was myself and Godfrey, my brother Oren, who is the leader of the Food Chain, which is the OG hip hop group out of Denver, Colorado, who actually performs our open. He surprised the audience by coming out on stage and actually performing the open live. And then Jason was the MC. It was challenging to do a first live show. It was our first time doing it. So it was a lot, y'all. So I got no sleep going into that. But on the day of the event, I had no wardrobe. So we had a wardrobe nightmare where we spent 2 hours, myself, Wanji, and Kay, who was our like events person. We were like scrambling, trying to find clothes, trying to figure out what I was going to wear. And I ended up having to shop my own closet and grabbing that little stripe thing. And it turned out that I hadn't worn it so much that I couldn't wear it. Was, oh my God. But those of you, I think somebody in the chat might have said they were there, but it was incredible. So the thing was great. Godfrey is hilarious. It all worked out like above the pond. The duck was floating and the duck was looking good. The duck was flawless. People enjoyed the duck. Below the water, the duck was going, and then after and then after the event was over, basically we were up all night because we had to repatriate the furniture, bring the boxes. It was a whole long night. So that was the first night of no sleep, Thursday night. Then the following night, Friday night, we did the show. And then why did we end up all night? I just know I ended up all night Friday night basically as well. And then Saturday, of course, Friday night was, which was the game? Oh, I think, girl, I'm getting it all mixed up.
You went to a watch party for the game on Saturday night.
Right. And then, right. Okay. So Saturday night.
I know her schedule better than you.
Right. Yeah. She know my schedule better than I do. We went to a watch party for the game on Saturday night. But to set this up beforehand, so we went to the watch party for the game Saturday night. So we go out, we hung out. Mark Thompson, big ups to Mark Thompson. He got us into this place called it's called the Rainbow Room or something, and we were all out on the porch watching the game. Had a great time. Watched the game. That was game 3, I think. I think that was game 3. That was game 3. So they won the game because my brother Oren went with us, and he was talking to this white lady, and it's like every time he would turn and talk to her, they would go up, they would score. And we were like, keep talking to that lady. So me and Mark were like trying to use like all the juju to get him to keep talking to this lady. They were just having a conversation. And she, they weren't like flirting or anything, but they were talking about like, cause she was in the events business or something. And he's a, artist. So they were just having this conversation. And every time they would talk to each other, we would hear right next door at Madison Square Garden, they would cheer. And so that was the preview that something good was going to happen. Cause we were like 1 minute delayed. So we were like, keep talking to the lady, keep talking to the lady. She's good luck. So they win the game. That's game 3. So now they're up 3-1. We're thinking, oh my God, this is going to be the best that we're going to win. So I go home Sunday, back home, trying to get stuff done. Then we go into Monday. It's a show day. I'm on, doing a live before my actual show and doing show prep. And I'm doing a live with Wajahat Ali. I had asked like a couple weeks before, hey, if there's any chance, a friend of mine who I know who's, connected, that if I could ever go to one of the games, I would love to take Miles, our youngest son, because he's a super Knicks fan. And I was like, if a ticket comes up, please let me know. I would love to go. Why am I sitting there at 1 p.m., 1 p.m. in the middle of a live? A text comes through saying, hey, Joy, I got you 2 tickets. I'm now in Maryland. I was literally in New York. I could have just been here, but I had gone home. I'm sitting in this live, looking at my phone, and then Watch like, what? And I'm like, I think I might have Knicks tickets. And he was like, what? And he's like, you need to get out of here. And we started, but I was like, they're not confirmed. by the end of the show, the tickets are confirmed, but now I have to haul ass from Maryland all the way back to New York. So now Sean, my assistant, is scrambling, trying to find me a way to get me back here so that I can go to this game. What I wound up having to do is fly to New Jersey and get a car in from New Jersey same day. Okay, this is all same day. And then we find out that the demon is going to the game. So now, because the demon is going to the game, you have to get there 2 hours earlier. So now I'm trying to rush to get there because you have to go through the Secret Service. They're shutting down the garden, they're
Right.
shutting down the streets. So I tell Miles, just leave, just go there and I will meet you. I will find a way to get to you. So he's coming from, he lives in the city, he's local. So he gets there, he's in one place. I'm in another place. We're trying to get to each other. And in between us is every single New Yorker and their mama who's trying to come down the street, plus everyone who's trying to get on trains at the train station, because that's also Madison Square Garden is right next to where the Amtrak station is, Moynihan Hall. So they're right next to each other. So if you're trying to travel and you got your bags, you are in a sea of humanity. You about to miss your train. It was a nightmare. The police shut down everything because of asshole Dolan, Mr. Dolan, that owns the Knicks and MSG, shut everything down because of Secret Service and because his buddy Trump decided to come to the damn game. So finally, long story short, we make it into the game. We find each other. We make it to our seats. We had great seats. We're watching the game. We weren't on the floor next to Spike. That is not a thing. I was in another section. I wasn't in the celebrity section. So we're there. Miles and I are there. He has not been to a game since he was in my womb because he was literally inside of my belly the last time the Knicks went to the playoffs. It was in Miami. Jason and I, who are, long time, all time Knicks fans, we were Knicks fans our whole lives. We went to 2 playoff games while I was pregnant in 1999, which is the last time they were in the playoffs. Yes.
Oh
And so that's the last time that he was there. So now he's out and alive and a kidult, and we're there. And it's like so historic. But as soon as Trump's during the national anthem, they showed him on the screen, I felt the bad vibes, y'all. I felt I needed some sage in that moment because there was something wrong with the vibe, him being in there. Then that man fell asleep. And then Cardi B performed that, even couldn't bring it back. We were trying to bring the vibes back. Then we were like, the officiating was terrible. Like the officiating was all anti-Knicks, letting the Spurs get away with murder. They were brutalizing the Spurs. The Spurs were brutalizing the Knicks, like throwing them to the ground, kicking out their legs, doing all the things. And then the refs weren't doing anything. So of course, the one game we got to go to live, they lose. And I'm like, damn.
Right.
So now that's game 4. So now we proceed. That is what is that? That is a Monday. Fast forward to now Wednesday, it's the next game. We're like, we got to figure out how to get the vibe back. So we go back with Mark Thompson. Now, my brother has gone home after all their flights got canceled. They could barely make it home because everything was fucked up. But, because of the weather and all of it was just bad. Getting back home, our people who had traveled in, hard time getting home. But we're like, we're going to go back to where we were. We didn't have my brother, so he couldn't talk to the white lady who wasn't there. So that vibe was off. But I put on my same lucky shirt that was in my seat at the garden. They gave us a free shirt if you went. I had bought a lucky hat, which is this hat. Put on my lucky hat. We go back to the same spot, y'all. Okay. So now we're inside of the same little restaurant, and this dude Manny is hooking us up. We're there. We're watching the game. And because the vibe was right again, you had the vibe right again. And I think it was because you had Wu-Tang performing. I think that was part of the vibe, right? We got Wu-Tang. We had all the people gathered. They won. So now they're one game away from getting the ring, and the vibe was back. Fast forward to Saturday when it's No King's Day. Was the day before No King's Day. It's No King's Eve. They're now in San Antonio. You have all these Knicks trying to jinx the vibe by saying they want it to be Knicks in 6. And we're like, no, we want Knicks in 5. We want to get it over with. My heart can't take it. It has to end. Listen, we went back to the same spot. I had my lucky hat. I had my lucky t-shirt. I had Mark Thompson. It's all the vibe keys that we needed. When I tell you, we went so crazy when they won. It was like Christmas, New Year's, and your birthday all mixed into one. We were crying. We were so excited. This was like the greatest basketball game that I've ever been to, basically. And
Right.
even though we did not have great seats, we had a big tree in front of us that was blocking our view. Fabulous. So they win, and that was Saturday. Then Sunday.
Wait, pause there for a second because I want to ask you, After they won, what were you doing until 4:00 in the morning?
So after they won, me, Wanji, Nitha, who's one of my staffers, who also works with Wanji on the show, Mark Thompson, we got in these streets, y'all. We were walking through the streets. Same thing that we did when they won the previous week with Orrin and everybody else. We were in the streets till like 4 in the morning that first time. Like 4 in the morning. This time we were in the streets till almost 4, like almost 4 in the morning. We were just walking the streets, screaming police. The police were high-fiving us back. It was a street party. First of all, you couldn't really get anywhere. And second of all, it was the whole of New York was having a party. When they won, it was like there was no point in going home. We were there all night. And then all of a sudden, of course, the party motivators who are with us were like, let's go get some drinks. So we go to the only place in New York that stays open till 4 in the morning. Because now New York does sleep. It used to be the city that never sleeps. It sleeps now. So we go to this very late after hours place where you can get food and drinks. Sat up there. I rolled into bed like 4 or 5 in the morning. I was so tired. The sun was almost about to come up. And I did have to be up the next morning for Sunday morning because I had to have makeup come to the house to do my makeup because Sunday is the day that I was doing this incredible Jane Fonda event called Rise Up and Sing. So I had to be lucid for this event because I had to give a 2-minute speech. And I think Camille has some photos. My new best friend, Jane Fonda, invited me. I was on this bill with like Rufus Wainwright and Patti Smith. Latasha Brown was part of it. It was like
Bette
Tessa
Midler.
Thompson, Bette Midler, Tessa Thompson. That's Mary Trump. Look at that. I mean, it was like, it was amazing. It was like star-studded. There's my best friend Jane. And I had to be prepared. And this one started off with yet another wardrobe malfunction. Since I had no clothes for the live event, that means I also had no clothes for this. So who are you going to call? Jackie Reed. So Jackie and I'm so tired I can barely think, and I had no plan. I didn't know what to do. Wanji was texting me pictures. She's like, I'll run and get it. But on that Sunday, it was also the Puerto Rican Day Parade, which meant you were not going through the streets because the streets were still barricaded from the game. And now they were double barricaded for the Puerto Rican Day Parade. So the idea of getting from Harlem into Midtown was never going to happen. And I had to be back in Harlem in time to get in my car by 4:30. So I called Jackie Reed because she is my fashionable friend. And you know, I was distraught. I can just tell you, by the time Jackie spoke to me, she had picked me up off the floor. I was so annoyed, irritated. I felt so let down. I did not have any clothes. So Jackie literally put me on FaceTime, had me take out all the clothes left in my closet, laid them out on the bed, and she started styling me remotely from Atlanta. So I'm doing my Jackie remote styling. Then she pulls in her friend George, who's a stylist, and they literally styled me remotely through text messages. Jackie made me put the whole outfit on. I had to take pictures. I had to twirl. But by the time they were done, we had a full consult. Thank God for George. God bless him. He even did some research to find out if my outfit was appropriate for what everybody else was going to be wearing. And when I tell you, put up another picture, Camille, I got more compliments on this outfit than if I had gone to a very expensive shop and got myself a custom outfit. And when I tell you the outfit was outfitting, people were complimenting me the whole night. I felt so great in my clothes. I had a cute shoe on. It was fabulous. So my wind down is chaos ensued for the entire 2 weeks that I would have been in Ghana. But forget Ghana. I've had the most remarkable week. I'm exhausted. This is why I'm drinking beet juice, y'all, because I'm burnt. Today, I just got back from doing an interview with a new film that's coming out on Hulu. I was interviewed for it, and it's about the diaspora and people who are African, Caribbean, and in the diaspora, and how we like relate to African Americans, and what is like the kind of the ways we come together and the ways that we've been pulled apart. So I just did that today as well, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is my wind down. My week has been hell, but boy, has it been amazing. And go Knicks and F Trump. And go Jackie, best stylist in the world, right here. If you ever need an outfit, she's done it a couple times. Remember the other thing you were trying to get me an outfit for too. Jackie know where to send you, and she will really help you look cute. She gonna have you looking good. So you have me looking good, Taurus, sister, cousin, friend. So that's it.
What's so funny about the outfit was it's like, Joanne, when Joanne is tired and distraught, it's like, hey girl,
I literally sound like that.
Hey, great. I just woke up, or I've been up for a while.
Oh no, I had 2 hours of sleep when I called. I had 2 hours of sleep. I literally have had, I think, a total of 8 hours of sleep in the last 10 days. I have not had no sleep. I am tired.
I gotta go to
Um,
the event. I don't have anything to wear. I don't have any. Wanji's trying to, sending me pictures. She's gonna run and pick something up. I was like, girl, what do you have already there? Because I'm Miss Sustainability. I'm past the you got to wear a new outfit everywhere. And even though this was
yes,
a star-studded event,
facts,
I'm like, what you got in
facts.
your closet? And I'm telling you, y'all, she's FaceTiming and showing me, and I'm feeding all the animals while I'm FaceTiming with her, and I'm looking, and I see this jumpsuit, and I'm like, if that's wide legged, and you
It's
got a
going on.
white jacket, we gonna monochromatic it today. I
Man,
was
and
like,
you know what's so crazy? If you could see the size of my closet, y'all, this is New York, meaning this isn't a walk-in closet. This is a tiny
it's a wardrobe.
cabinet. It's a wardrobe. It's not, it's from
Wardrobe.
IKEA. It's like a small IKEA wardrobe. This is not a closet, but in New York, it counts as a closet because, it's barely wider than this fireplace. But here's the beautiful thing about it is because I've been slowly bringing clothes over because when I have stuff to do, I don't want to have to pack a giant bag when I come to New York. So when I buy cute things and I buy them here, I usually leave them here. So thank God I had just left some stuff here because I'm like, you know what? When I come to New York, I want to not have to pack a giant bag. I want to be able to just stop, drop, and roll and come to this house. Listen, you
Girl,
have a few pieces wherever you stay, y'all. Have a few pieces just because you never know when you're going to need them.
you need to double up. When you
I'm
buy
going to.
stuff, you need to buy two. Leave one in New York, because girl, but that jumpsuit,
It was fire.
I
And
was
it just,
like, here we go. And
people at the thing were like, is that they thought they thought it all came together. And I was like, no, because Winnie and I had run to Nordstrom and just bought the Nordstrom and I just left it there because it was for a dress that actually didn't, it fit me. And then the dress split. I think that was one of my wind downs. That remember when my dress split?
yeah,
Remember I did that wind
remember.
down? It was the jacket I bought to that dress. They weren't a set. But
Ah,
I kept the jacket. I just said the jacket's so cute. Let me keep it. Thank God.
girl, that outfit was outfitting. It was
It was,
so. And then George was like, "Do your lip like this? Do the eyes like this? Do the?" We were like, "Let's see earrings." And
and
see,
let me
Joanne will have stuff laid. It was laid on the bed, right? And we were like, "This is what you need to go with." Then she was gonna slide into hair and makeup. I was like, "No, no, 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 no. Put it on, spin around. Let me see how it fits. Let's
with the
feel
shoes.
with
With the
you."
shoes.
I mean, she's sending me pictures without the feet. I'm like, "Nah, baby, we need to see the whole
The
thing."
whole look, the whole look, and it was that.
Oh
And then when I tell you, Lynette, when she came, my makeup artist in New York, when I gave her the instructions, she said, you see that? She said, "Now I love that." She's like, "I love to see the outfit. She likes to see what you're gonna wear, and she's like, "I love it when a stylist will give me some instruction of what they want to finish the look." Because that's true. People don't think about that. The
my God.
makeup artists, they want to know what the stylist thinks the makeup should look like, right? Because it all goes together.
Yeah.
So she appreciated it, and she's fabulous. She did my face
Shout
today.
shout out to my good friend George Brescia, who
Yes,
had joined us. He was at his house on Fire Island. I called him
it was
Saturday
a weekend.
night. Girl, he was on Fire Island
Fire Island.
brunching with his friends. And I was like, Georgie, baby, I need you. Because I'm not a stylist, right? So I was like, I need you to. And George is a serious stylist.
Stylist.
So
But
he was
wait,
able to call people and say, this is what people are wearing to the event.
yes,
Remember, you were trying to wear that Knicks
the
hoodie,
Knicks
but
thing,
then
and
we
he
had
was
that
like,
orange jacket. Like we were looking for some things.
"Oh no, wait," because I was just gonna say what y'all need to understand about Soar sister cousin friend Jackie Reed. This is how good of a friend she was. As soon as I said, "Tell Jackie, this is what's going on," when she heard that, she was like, "I'm on it." She started calling various friends. She called like sister from this person from TV, that person. When she started calling people and
Yep.
getting them to offer to lend me clothes, she was on it, like literally jumped in and started looking for people. She was calling our friends that are fashionistas and being like, "Who can lend me some stuff?" She had, once Jackie was on the case, I actually was confident I was going to have something, worst come to worst, because she was out there hustling for some clothes. So always have a good friend when you're in need. That's when you know who your real friends are, who are going to figure it out, because between you, Jackie Reed, and Wanji, who was willing to literally haul ass into New York. She was like,
Ooh,
let me know. She's like, if you need me to get in there, she's like, I will go through the parade and come and get whatever I need to get. And so y'all literally, and big up to Lynette Broom because she is fabulous at coming and hair make. Big up to everybody. This was a team. It took a village. It took a village to get all of these events.
really? Because I
Yeah,
called Heavy the night before. I called Free from 106 in Park. Free was like, I got you. She had this orange, because we were like, Free was like, I got it. She was like, we could do a Knicks theme. The Knicks just won last night. She had this orange and white, beautiful
that's
blazer.
beautiful.
I mean, and we were gonna do some wide-legged jeans, and George was, and then when I saw that jumpsuit, I was like, But when I tell you, and I wish I could remember the sister's name, she has different, outfits and pieces that a lot of celebrities wear. And girl, she was gonna carry that jacket with her that day. So if she needed to get it to you, she could get it to you,
Look at
baby.
the village. Look at the village.
It was like we were on it. We were
Yes.
on it.
It was
On
on
it.
it. It was on
And
it.
you
So
was
it was all
amazing.
thank you. And I felt amazing. And I've had an amazing time. As much as I am exhausted. And look, the place that we hung out here in New York City, we actually went twice for after two of the after parties. They actually got used to us. After I left, the guy, I said, I just live here now. And he said, that's fine. Just come back. We'll let you know where you're sitting. We have been in the street. We even had Latasha Brown out there, civil rights activist Latasha Brown. We had her outside. We were like, y'all, we outside in New York City. Okay. We were squatted down. Like we've been having the best time. New York is so lit right now, y'all.
Yeah.
It is the center of the world right now. Everyone here is so happy. Well, we're gonna talk about it later because the
We
one thing that could
are.
ruin
So don't even open your mouth to say
we
it.
gonna let me back
Oh,
up.
put a
Yes.
pin in that. Put a pin in it.
We'll put a pin while we get your wine down. Source
We
to
got a
cousin
whole
Fred.
rundown. We can't go by. You got a rundown. Don't
She got to
do
run down. When I tell you, Jackie Reed has written me letters of resignation. Because I'll be like, I don't think I can. She's let me write it. She said, and here's what Jackie was saying. She's like, if I write you a letter of resignation, the key is you can't change anything. So you have to forward it exactly as and it has been very effective.
Listen, I'm like the one. If she would just listen to me, if I was there, ain't no way in hell you would have been out till 4 a.m. and you had that big event with Jane Fonda the next day.
Can you imagine?
I said, okay, 2 o'clock at least, it would have been cut off.
And you know what? If the daughter had been in town, it would have been, but she was in Canada, so she wasn't there to stop me.
That's why
No one was there to stop me except
well,
me.
you had a great time though, and I'm
Yeah.
glad about that. And
I
you look
did.
amazing. And your speech, if you guys get to go, I think it's on your social media.
It
You should
is.
go
You
on
can
our
go on thejoyreadshow.com, click on it.
Yeah. It
Like
was
it.
great. Your speech was fantastic. I showed it to my mom, your other mother, who is just like, I think she's more your
Hey,
mother than
Mom.
mine on some days. She was just like, oh, we need to have her come down here. I said, she ain't adding nothing else to her schedule. No, she ain't
No.
going nowhere. I said, she ain't got no time for nothing.
No time, y'all.
But no, I'm
Let me
glad.
hear your wine down, girl, because I know this has got to be good because I saw some of the options and I know what my vote was, but please proceed.
Well, mine is multi-tiered because
Okay.
it's been a long time, but I'm gonna first say that for those who remember Ricky the Snake, we found
I
Ricky's.
don't even know the story, y'all. I saw one picture that I said, I hope this is her wine down. Proceed.
It is a sad story, I do have to say.
Okay.
So I'm walking my dog Bernie in our subdivision up the hill, and y'all, I'm blind as a bat. If I don't have my glasses on, which I did not, and I'm seeing what I thought was like water or a branch in the street, and as I get closer, I'm like, is that a snake? Y'all, Camille, you can show them the picture. This thing had to be about 5 feet long. It was humongous. It was huge. Bernie, stop. It was huge. Bernie's like,
that looks like he could eat Bernie.
Girl, but it's a black snake and it
Yeah.
eats like rodents and things like that. It's not poisonous, but the side of it freaked me out. So at the time, I took a picture. By the time I kept walking, because I was trying to get it to shoo out of the street. Because I'm like, somebody's gonna hit it.
It's gonna squish it, yeah.
Somebody's gonna kill it. And I didn't want it to, like, you know, I'm an animal lover, so I don't want it to die, but I also didn't want it to bite me or my dog.
Right. So you die.
Bernie was gonna go after it. So I was like, okay, let me stand back. So it scooted over to the side of the road. I walked past it, and another neighbor of mine was driving up the street, and she stopped and she was like, girl, that is huge. I was like, I know. And we sat there watching it as it was going back and forth in the middle of the street, and it just would not go into the grass. And so I went up and walked my dog, and I was scared to come back because then it was in the middle of the street. There was nowhere for me to go
Oh
around
my
it.
God.
And because I don't know how fast snakes move. And I'm like, I
Right.
don't, you know, I didn't want to get hurt or my dog to get hurt because they do bite, but they're not
Yeah.
poisonous. So a neighbor comes, and I'm way up the street, girl. He rolled over his car, rolled over the snake, backed up, rolled over again, went there, rolled over. He rolled. I was like,
Like deliberately, he said, I'm gonna kill this.
oh yeah. And he drove up the street towards me, and he was like, you good? He said, it's busted guts are coming out. It's all busted open. He said, you good? You can walk back down there, but be careful. I was like, we gathered here
Damn.
today to say goodbye to Ricoletta, the mother of Rick. Ricoletta was a proud mother. She was just minding her business outside of the. Did she eat a rat? Probably. No, baby, no. So Ricoletta is gone.
Damn.
I know his mama. You know, it's
Poor Ricky.
I know.
Poor Ricky.
No mama now.
Poor
Burn.
Ricky.
Stop.
He said, I think I probably go ahead and need some counseling because my mama had got killed. And let me tell you how I became a gang member.
I hope the babies didn't see it.
No.
Like, you know, like, oh, and then they roll again. It's like,
oh, he killing my mama.
It was awful,
Mama,
but
man, just going to be sweet. I come for you, car man.
So as we talk about cars, I'm going to say, and this is not, my heart is broken over this. I know you, because you're not a real animal lover. You're going to think this is funny, but it's really sad.
Yeah.
So this is sad.
It is sad.
No, not the snake. I'm moving on.
Okay.
So rest in peace, Ricoletta. Okay.
Yeah.
So I come home from running errands on last Monday, and there is a little orange kitten laying in my driveway, little tiny thing. And I'm like, oh my God. So I didn't even pull into the driveway. I parked, I got out, it didn't move. I was like, oh no. And it was like unconscious. So I'm like, oh my God, where did this kitten come from? And so I rushed it in the house, girl. I'm like pumping its little chest, doing mouth to mouth. I'm trying to revive this little kitten, y'all. I love animals. I know people who love animals will understand. I was like, and it was still limp, like rigor mortis hadn't set in. So I'm like, how can I save this cat? Girl, I was in tears. But it was deceased.
Oh.
I know. And so I didn't realize that this stray mama cat that had been really hanging out underneath my car had kittens under the car that were hiding in the engine. So let this be a PSA. If you see cats hanging around your car, and it's hot here, it's not even cold. Yeah. Be sure to check the hood of your car, y'all. So it must have fallen out. I must have run over it and not even realized and left. My heart was broken. Oh, my heart was broken because I love animals so much, but you know, it wasn't my fault. But I was heartbroken. So I took the little kitten, put it in a little Tiffany's box that I had with some award in it, and I put it to the side. And I was like, okay, I can't throw it in the trash. I can't bury it because there are all these laws in Georgia, regulations. So I was like, okay. So then I'm out there. I was so heartbroken. So I'm walking my dogs. I see the mama. She's under the car. Then I'm looking at her and I'm like, I'm so sorry. And I see another little head.
Oh.
Girl, Camille, show him the picture. There was another kitten.
Oh.
I said, I'm gonna save this kitten, doggone it. I'm gonna save this one. But every time I tried to get it, it would crawl up into the car. So we had 2 cars in the driveway, and the kitten would run back and forth, and it was so tiny, like, if you open the hood, it would scurry underneath the hood, but
Right.
huh? Girl, I was when I tell you, we could not move the cars for 2 days. 2 days. And then by what was it? Friday morning, my mom was like, I can't remember if it was Thursday or Friday. My mom said, "Now listen, this why I said she your mom." She's like, "You better get the kitten out." She said, "Because I'm leaving."
She said, I'm getting in this car.
Baby, when I tell you I was out in my driveway, you see that box? I had boxes around both cars and bins and blankets and things like that because I was trying to, get the kitten so if it came out one way. This is 2 days straight. I was on the stakeout trying to catch this kitten and the mother. And so I'm on the ground because the red car you see there is so low that I
Yeah.
can't even get my body under it. So I'm like on the ground and y'all mosquitoes everywhere.
Oh.
I've got on all kinds of layers and
Oh
scarves so that I'm not getting eaten alive by ants and mosquitoes.
my God.
And I said my neighbors are like, what in the hell is going
They said, what in the Dr. Doolittle
and
is going on
I
next door?
actually talked to one of my neighbors, and she said, "Yeah, I wonder what you were doing." Because I have like they have these traps that you can catch animals in. So I'm trying to catch the mother. The mother turns out not to be feral. She's really friendly.
Yeah.
She would come over to me and let me pet her and hold her, and the kitten would come out, and it would come near the mother, but then it would run back under the car. Well, for 2 days, I was dealing with this. And I mean, the morning that my mother needed the car, I was out there at soon as the sun came up at 6
Oh my
a.m. I was
God.
out there. And probably at about 9:30, I'm walking around and I hear pop and the trap closed. And so I go and look, and first thing I see is the mother in the trap. But then I saw the baby in there with the mother. So
Oh.
I have them both.
Oh no, here we go.
No,
I knew I was waiting for this.
no,
You
I
cannot
have
have two more
not
cats.
named them. I took them to the vet. They said, "What is the name of the vet of the cats?" I said, "That is mama cat. That is baby cat. I am not keeping these cats." So if y'all are looking for a kitten or a mother cat, and the mother is about a year old, she's a beautiful calico. I'm gonna get a picture of that. They are up for adoption. I'm not keeping them. I am not keeping them, even though they are in my closet right now. In the room that is my closet. They are in there. Look at that baby.
Fast forward to 1 year, they gonna have names probably of my relatives because she tried to get me to get them, and they gonna be living in her house because she's like, I killed your sister, so you now are my responsibility.
The guilt, the guilt.
Jan Wig 9347 is saying, did you get the mama fixed?
Well, not yet because she's still nursing. So you have to wait. I took her to a place to get her fixed. They said you need to wait. So I had to get their shots. So they have shots. They don't have the kitten form of leukemia that a lot of kittens is contagious. So now they can be around my other cats if they want to. But y'all, please ask your people. I have to adopt these kittens out. The kitten, and the mother. They cannot stay. But I will foster them until I find a good home. But I am determined to make sure that kitten has a good life and mother.
And they have to go together. Look, and first of all, let me just explain to y'all what this means for you. If you want, you have to pass a more stringent vetting than you would have to pass to work for the Department of Homeland Security under the Biden administration, not this one. This one, you just have to be a January 6th insurrectionist and they'll hire you. But you will have to pass an FBI background check. And again, not this FBI, the Cash Patel one, the previous one, the Chris Ray one, okay? She gonna make sure you're gonna take both them cats. Oh, somebody said the baby should be named Creamsicle. Oh, cream. Oh, y'all mute.
let me tell you about the kitten. So I took them both to the vet yesterday. They happen to have an appointment. It's really hard to get a vet appointment. So I took them this weekend to this vet clinic because they also adopt out. So I'm like, if they see this kitten, they're going to want to keep it. But by the time I got there, they were full. They weren't taking any more appointments. Hold on.
Bernie, them kittens ain't going nowhere. Sarah, you are correct. Them kittens ain't going nowhere. Okay.
I'm not keeping them. I'm not.
I'm gonna check on this every week until them kittens are adopted out. Somebody, what is going on with Bernie? What's wrong with him?
I'm gonna have to put him out.
Bernie, see now, Bernie, I think responds to my voice. I will tell you this: I genuinely think that Bernie likes me, and he wants to talk to me because whenever we do the podcast, Bernie barks, and I think he's he's talking to me.
Everybody loves this woman. So okay, so let me say this. So I took them to my romper is all crazy. So I took them to the vet over the weekend. They couldn't take them. I took them to my vet and had them checked out, shots, everything. And the kitten, it's a very rare thing for an orange kitten to be a girl. It's a girl.
Oh.
When only 25% of them are girls.
Oh.
So it's a very rare thing, you guys. So anyway, if you know anybody that wants the kitten and the mama cat too, because I'd love for them to go together, that would be amazing.
They're very pretty. They're very, very somebody said the mama should be Orange Crush and the baby should be Creamsicle.
No, mama cat, baby cat. That's
mama cat and baby until somebody get Bernie jealous. That's true. Bernie probably is jealous.
He is jealous because
they said him love Auntie Joyce at Janway. Yeah, I think he does. I promise you, whenever we do the podcast, if Bernie hears my voice, I think that's why he's barking. He's like, Auntie, think she got some cats and she ain't let them go. Auntie, I promise you, she put a cat in here. I promise. I think he's calling me. All my animals sound the same.
So they are going to be there. I'm not keeping them.
You want them to be together though, right?
Huh? I would love for them to go together because they had such loss, because I'd call my neighbors to say, like the mother cat, when I was trying to trap her, when I would come out in the morning, she was nowhere to be found. She would leave the kitten in the car and go across the street to my neighbors. That's where she gave birth. So I called my neighbor to say, if y'all see it in kittens, let me know. My neighbor was like, you know what's funny? She said, a cat had kittens in our garden the other day. I was like, what did you like weeks ago? Because the kitten.
But are you sure it was just 2 of them?
She said there were 3.
Oh, so there's a third one out there.
Girl, I put the mother cat on a harness, and I've taken her out there 2 days straight to just sit over in their yard and see. And she meows and she looks around, but there's no other. I'm determined to find this other kitten because I'm
my gosh,
a kitten can't make it out there on its own. But I think that the other kitten is gone. So she's down to 1. So I'm trying to make sure she has a good life. You guys, I let somebody say, Jackie gonna keep them.
Nobody in the chat believes. No one believes you. No one believes you're going to let these cats go. Everyone believes you're going to keep them. Everyone, including me.
And on top of all of this, the last thing I'll say, and I'll say it quickly, is Bernie.
Yes, that's what I thought the wind down was going to be.
This has had a problem, y'all, with diarrhea for 6. This is week 7. And I'm telling you, I wasn't able to travel to Joyanne's event in New York because I had to stay here and give him medication. He was so sick. But finally, a couple of nights ago, after taking him to the vet again on Friday, and he got a B12 shot and got the hydration bubble under. As people who are dog owners know, they get that hydration bubble. He finally had 2 days of good poops. Like I was out screaming and shouting because the poops were so beautiful. I know that sounds crazy, but y'all, when I say the diarrhea that has been coming out of this dog's butt day in, day out, in the house, it's a lot. It was a lot. And so I have not been getting good rest myself.
Either. Yeah.
So they tested, somebody said, what's wrong? They tested his poop and they said he doesn't have a virus. He doesn't have a parasite. So we still don't know.
Probably something he ate.
I don't know. Maybe. But he's better. He hasn't turned a corner because he still has kind of like an acid reflux thing where he's burping up a little bit of food, a little bit of liquid. Chow, It's been so while you have been living the fabulous life.
Well, I've been living it up with the celebrities
I
and
have
Jane
been
Fonda
getting
and
bitten
Bette
by
Midler.
mosquitoes, hanging out on the ground with ants on a kitten stakeout, dealing with diarrhea every day, round the clock, cleaning it up in the house, and all of that. But I'm glad I made time to dress and show up for that event.
Somebody asked, did you give him rice? Rice does help. Rice and put
I
sweet potato.
did. I gave
Yeah.
him rice, and it wasn't making it better. White rice.
Mm.
I don't know what it was. We couldn't figure it out, but he is better. As you
Jen Tree says, not crazy at all. I'd be celebrating the good poops too. Thing of beauty, says Lawana Larson. We know this lady is, she is Dr. Doolittle. Trust
I
me.
love my animals. And one last thing I'll say, I got a new show for you all to watch, Joyanne, especially you. It is called Riot Women on BritBox.
Okay.
Worth getting the BritBox app. I know we have so many apps that we watch to watch TV, but y'all, it's about some middle-aged women. That's Bernie crawling under my desk and moving it. Some middle-aged women who decide to start a band. And y'all, when I tell you this thing is so well written, it has such an amazing cast. It's a British-based show. It is so good. So it's called Riot Women. I could not recommend it more. It is crazy good. It's only 8 episodes. They're gearing up for season 2. You guys are gonna love this show. You
can watch it while you're taking care of your 8th and 9th cat, because she's never getting rid of these cats.
I am. They're not keeping them. I'm not keeping them. No. Bernie says, yes, we're keeping them. We are.
And also, Bernie is objecting because he's like, I thought I was the special baby, and she keep bringing home new kids.
Girl, wait. Freelance for a minute. Give me.
Okay, Bernie got to get. No, listen. Motherhood ain't easy. Says my message. Is it my message? Yes, it's not easy. And the reality is, it is like having a baby, but it's a baby that never grows up. That's why I have one, Nala. She the last of her kind. I can't do it. I can't. It's so much work. And if they're sick, it shuts your life down. Because all you need is a dog doing a walk and poop throughout your house. You can't even, there's nothing you can do. And there's nothing they can do. And they can't talk. So you have no idea. But I don't believe her either, Ludi. I don't believe her. Ludi Napoleon, I don't believe her. She is 100% keeping them cats. She would keep the snake if she wasn't scared of them. She would keep the snake. She felt bad about the snake. She would keep it.
I wasn't afraid of it, but I'm afraid.
Yes, I told you she would keep the snake. See, I wasn't slandering that lady. She would keep that snake if she wasn't scared of it.
But listen, I used to be afraid of spiders. Now, not so much, since I'm back in Georgia and in the country.
Can I just tell you, this is the influence that you have had over my daughter. When we see a spider in the house, she's deathly afraid of spiders. I have to deal with them. But she wants me to capture the spider and put it outside. I'm like,
yes,
I ain't capturing a motherfucker. I'm about to crush that little something.
No,
and I'll put his body outside.
You just get a glass.
I'm not doing that.
You put it on top of it. You put a piece of paper on it.
Saying. And then she's too scared. But she's too afraid to do that. So she wants me to do it. And I'm not. I'm just going to smush it.
She can do it. Listen, there's enough death and destruction in the world. Let that spider thinks you're roommates. He's like, I thought we were cool, Joanne. What's up? I thought we were friends. He's like, I like that outfit. I like that one. Don't shoes, girl. Don't shoes. They think you're roommates. And then you turn on them and kill them. What's happening with this? Okay, now listen, before we run out of time.
Yes.
Hold on.
We got to talk about a couple of topics, including one that's already in the chat.
Yeah, we do. But we also need to, hold on. Let me get my script. Because now that we've gone through all of this.
Yes.
Wait, hold on. Hold that thought. Here it is. Let's talk a little bit about our sponsors for today, shall we?
Yes, absolutely.
Let's do that. So I think you're the person that's no, it's me.
Oh, I'm looking. Hold on. Well, hold on. Let me get mine.
Let's talk about our sponsors, because we got a great sponsor. And y'all know who it is. It's Baskin Lather, who we love so much. And I'll start off and talk about because even though I have my hair wrapped up, that's just because I haven't been getting any sleep. But my hair is very well hydrated. It really is coming back to life because my hair is just notoriously dry, a lot of breakage, so much craziness. And I really was not using the right products or combinations of products. But once we started with this relationship with Baskin Lather, they sent us some products. I started using it, and girl, my hair is like night and day. I mean,
Same
really,
here. Oh
yeah.
no, 100% same here. And because I cut my hair short and I'm natural, I've been natural for, oh my God, it probably is like what, a good 2, 3 years. No relaxer except for the chemicals, but it does dry your hair. And short hair don't have no empathy. It will show everything it is. If it's dry, if it's parched, it's gonna see it. And Baskin Lather is a perfect solution if you are coloring your hair, if you even are still perming your hair, or if you're natural and you want your hair to be softened, moisturized, and healthy, get them edges together, get that moisture together. We absolutely love it. And we love their story too. It's two sisters, two Black women who were solving really their own hair issue. They themselves were having a hair challenge. And now this sister who started hair down to her back and solved this problem and can solve it for you as well.
Yeah, and one of our favorites, they send us a lot of great things to try, and we love them all. But the hydrating mist is the
That's it.
chef's kiss. That is the chef's kiss. Because for me, when people told me when I first went natural, the way your hair's so dry, put water on it. And I finally realized, no, I can't just use water to keep my hair hydrated. I need more than that. And this hydrating mist is the truth. So,
Yes, absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely.
So you want to go to explore their viral bestsellers, go to their website, which is here, baskinlatherco.com. And if you use the code RTRT, you will get 20% off. And that's like telling them that we sent you.
Yes. And make sure you tell them we sent you and tell them how much you love the projects and that you also love Read This, Read That, and that we're the ones who sent you over. We appreciate you. We appreciate you, Baskin Lather.
Yes, we do. A boot boot. Okay. Now let's talk about some topics because, and we should start with what, kind of what relates to your wind down about going to the Knicks game and watching the Knicks game and being a part of the big celebration. Because our question of the day, and we put it on our social media, is whether or not the Knicks should go to the White House. Now, traditionally, you all know the Knicks won the NBA championship for the first time in a kabillion years. Spike Lee lets you know that. I mean, I'm so happy for him as a super fan. But people are asking and wondering if they should go to the White House. When American teams win big championships, they typically get an invitation from whoever is the president to come to the White House. Whether or not that invitation has been extended yet, I don't know. There is a rumor that they have declined the offer to go to the White House, but we tried to verify that before we came on, and we saw no proof that they declined the offer because their owner is a huge Trump fan, friend, big donor to Trump in his campaigns. That's why Trump was at the game. This man and Trump are like next to Jeffrey Epstein, BFFs, right? They're very close.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's a situation where they will have to go, right? Where their boss, the owner of the Knicks, will say, you have to go, right?
He can't do that. So the thing about it is there's the owner of the team who also owns Madison Square Garden, which is why he allowed Trump to do his Nazi rally there, right? Where Hinchcliffe, that unfunny asshole comedian, called Puerto Rico an island of garbage. That was a Dolan, I think his name is Jim Dolan, wherever Dolan is his last name, allowed him to use it for the rally. So he's a big Trump fan. He is the one who invited Trump to the game where he jinxed the team. He basically jinxed his own team by inviting Trump there to come fall asleep with his geriatric ass at the game. And as I said, bringing him into the Garden was a jinx. It ruined the vibe. And New Yorkers were just trying to enjoy it. Because of him, thousands of New Yorkers weren't able to even go to the game because they limited the number of people who could actually be at the watch parties. They shut the watch parties down. And usually outside of Madison Square Garden, thousands of people were gathering who couldn't afford tickets, which are way overpriced, by the way. NBA tickets are way too expensive. The tickets were going for upwards of $18,000 per ticket for these finals games. People couldn't afford it. So it was all rich people inside. The real people were outside. and they couldn't get even next to the stadium and had to be in Bryant Park and other places. So he ruined the game for the fans. He's a demonic individual in what he's doing to the country, vibes wise. He's making the country uglier, more racist, more sexist, more anti-gay, more anti-trans, more anti-everybody. He's
Yeah.
making everybody hate each other. And people are arguing, yeah, but he used to have season tickets and he's a lifelong Knicks fan. So what? He's a jinx, he's a vibe killer. And then on top of it, this son of a bitch had a UFC fight in front of the White House on the White House lawn that we own as taxpayers. And some
Knicks.
but no, but I mean, it's related,
Yeah,
right?
okay, you're right.
I mean, I think it's related because
Yeah.
the reality is the woman who used to live in the White House,
Yeah.
the former first lady that I say, so I know we were going to get to it later, but a person grievously insulted and slandered the former first lady of the United States on the White House grounds. Why would any self-respecting Black man
Yeah.
walk into that White House while the person who has said nothing, has not apologized for that happening to Michelle Obama? His White House has issued no apology. He sat there and laughed while Michelle Obama was slandered. I wish I would be a player that would go. There's a former WWE player. He said it perfectly. White guy who used to be a WWE guy, and he said, if David Duke invited me to have tacos, I'm not going to do that either. Y'all
Right.
should feel no obligation. He's a vibe killer. He's a fascist, and you should absolutely not go. I would be embarrassed for any of them that win, and I would be very disappointed if any of them go.
Yeah, I would too. But again, I don't know if their boss can make them go. Like, he's the owner of the team. I don't like, a lot of times it comes down to a job. I mean, if I'm not a star player and the owner says you have to go, which I can't imagine he would do that. But the owner's name, well, I want to talk about the UFC fighter you mentioned is Josh Hokett. That's his name. Called Michelle Obama a man during a UFC event at the White House. Joe Rogan was holding the microphone and laughed when he said it.
Laughed.
You want to give Joe Rogan a pass because here and there he's seeming to have doubts about who Trump is, and
no doubts.
No. So we're not giving him a pass. Although Dana White, who's the CEO of the UFC, did condemn the statements and say that they were false, nasty, and nonsense. Lindsey Graham shockingly said condemned the statements as well. And called them, I think, tasteless. Like he did an interview, and an extensive one, walking down the hall. I was shocked. But to me, it just shows how classless and tacky the Republicans are as a whole, because they should have done more outspoken. Because like, you hadn't even heard about Lindsey Graham. It was just in a passing interview that he said. Be formal statements out there. They should be calling on Donald Trump to apologize. They should be calling on this UFC fighter to apologize. He should be fined or punished in some kind of way by the UFC. It's not enough for this owner to say, well, what he said was tasteless and bad. Fine him, right?
And they should take that win back. Like, first of all, I don't care who won the UFC. Like, actually, F the UFC too. Who cares? But the reality, and who even knows who this little pea in the pants boy is anyway? The reality is, they desecrated the White House with the fact that UFC fight happened there anyway. Building a cage for a bloody cage match. This isn't boxing. It's a bloody cage match where people's job is to bloody each other up inside of a cage. It is undignified for the presidency, it's undignified to have had that event there anyway. People jumping bikes and stuff on the White House lawn. It's humiliating that they even did it. And then to end it, there was a fight. People were getting in fist fights on the lawn. They might as well start fixing cars on the White House lawn. They might as well tie, and I know you against tying up a dog. They might as well tie up a pit bull on the front. They might as well just start, like, selling fake watches on the front lawn of the White House. People try to call, you can't call anything but this ghetto. This is the most ghetto.
No. That's a bad use of the word ghetto.
That's fair too. I'm calling it Trump trash. This is some Trump, because I said don't even call it trailer trash, because look, people in the trailer got more sense than this. People in the trailer just down on their luck. There's nothing wrong with them inherently. This isn't even trailer trash. This is Trump trash. This is trash. These people are trash. And the fact that you would disrespect the White House in this way, and by the way, Stephen A. Smith, like F him too, because he breezed on past it with his homeboy like this was the greatest event ever. No, it wasn't. It was an undignified mess, and they disrespected the first lady, and therefore no black player of any sport should ever set foot inside, or brown player, or any white player with any damn sense or sense of self-respect.
Girl, Stephen A. Smith is such a disappointment. I can't even. But what I want to say is that with the Knicks, so this owner, James Dolan, who you mentioned, right? And I want to just talk about him for a minute because they are such good friends. He's this billionaire executive who has been at odds with Spike Lee for years. Over years ago, when Spike Lee was using like this particular tunnel to come into the game, and y'all know Spike Lee is the ultimate Knicks fan.
Yeah.
And this guy, he and Spike were going at it. Like they were not getting along. It seems like they have mended fences over this victory, right? Over this victory of the Knicks. It's like they hugged on court and they shook hands. They didn't hug, but like they, you know, hugged each other on the back and shook hands. And a lot of people have been floating. Stephen A. Smith was, I hate to give him credit, but he was the one that actually has floated this idea initially of Spike Lee getting a championship ring.
Oh, I think he is going to get one.
I hope he should. I hope he does. I think he should. It's up to the owner to decide who besides the players gets these rings. And so I think Spike Lee will get one, but this owner is a horrible person. You know, Charles Oakley, who played for the Knicks years ago, legend. The owner had him arrested, handcuffed, and dragged by security out of the garden because he, as you know, it's freedom of speech, right? He said something passionate and negative to the owner. Their seats were near each other. And so the owner had him arrested and throw out. And I know Spike was upset about that. But this guy is not a good guy.
Yeah, not a good guy.
Is among many diehard Knicks fans who wants him to just sell the team and just be separate yourself. Because somebody who cares about the Knicks, cares about his team, would not have that president in that arena and shutting down traffic and all these people who did pay all this money for tickets come 2 hours. Like it was such an inconvenience for them. It's almost like he didn't care whether they won or lost. He just wanted Trump in the building. Yes. He doesn't deserve to own the Knicks.
He doesn't. And he doesn't respect the fans. If you respect the fans, I think they gave out like 200 tickets to underprivileged kids. Man, F you. The tickets were $18,000. So $35,000 for 2 seats. Yeah. It was exorbitant pricing. He jacks up the prices and then had the nerve to shut down the watch parties, which is the only way regular people could watch it for free on the Jumbotrons. Right. No one could watch it for free. That's the only way real fans get a chance to watch the game who don't have a hookup or who aren't rich. It's obscene what they're charging. The tickets in San Antonio were like 1/3 or 1/5 the price. It's completely and also, by the way, their team owner was an asshole too. Tried to shut Knicks fans out by saying you had to live within 150 miles of the San Antonio stadium to get to arena to get tickets there. These team owners are, and they call them owners. It's very, sort of reminiscent of slavery. They act like they own these men. They do not own them. They cannot make them go to the White House. These are free men. This is no more slavery. You can't force them to go to the White House. You can't force them to go anywhere they don't want to go. This is not like people who work at, a regular office. These are multi-million-dollar stars. Good luck. Go ahead and trade Josh Hart. Good luck. Trade Anunoby because he won't go to the White House. I wish you would. Try it. The team will fall apart. You have the one player other than Patrick Ewing who ever scored 40 points in a single game. You think you're going to trade him? Really? No, you're not. Because if you do, you're going to destroy the team.
He might not trade or threaten the stars. He may threaten the ones who are on the line
on the bench, but but the stars can stand up for them. That's their responsibility.
But will they do it?
I mean, that's the thing is, it depends on the team cohesion, and the team leaders need to lead. This is the time when you actually show your leadership. Your team captain should say, we're not going. And if they say it, and they should say, we're going to back up any of the lower paid players that say that they're not going to go. There is no self-respecting Black man. Yeah. I mean, and I know some of some of them, maybe Michelle Obama don't look like their wife, other than Josh Hart, but it doesn't matter. Black women is your mom, your sister, You know, some of them got black daughters. So you cannot, Michelle Obama is owed an apology. She is owed an apology by Trump. He needs to, out of his tiny little lips, apologize to that woman, because she was so, you know, she is so beloved by
Yeah.
black women and by this country. She was the most fabulous, fashionable first lady ever. And she was, even if people don't like her and you are anti-Obama, she was the damn first lady of the United States. You cannot disrespect her that way and hope to just walk away with it. That is
Yeah.
not right. No.
But Trump will never apologize. He'll never do it. And shame on the Republican Party, the MAGA
Shame on them.
Party, for not being able to have the kind of relationship. They let him get away with too much.
Everything. Too
And now
much.
they can control him. He can just do, and the things like what he's done, like what you were describing with the UFC fight and what the monstrosity
Disgusting.
that he built on the White House, on the people's property, right? It is disgusting what this man has done to the image of what it means to be the president of the United States. It'll never be the same.
No, he's ruined it
Forever.
And I hope, I mean, like, again, Jalen Brunson is the team captain. I think he should take the lead, and they should just refuse to go, because they can't be required in their contract to go. They can't. You
I
can't
hope
force
they do,
them.
girl, because a lot of people will, a lot of celebs, we're gonna talk about Jay-Z in a minute, who have disappointed us. And you just don't know when, this is their livelihood and this is how they make their money, and who knows politically where they stand. I don't know.
And then Josh Hart is becoming my favorite player on there. And I love Anunoby too. But the reality is, Josh Hart got that sister. He got that black wife. and I can't see her being okay with him going, because she's a brown-skinned black woman. I can't see her being okay with that. I don't know. We don't know. And the thing is, sports is political. Even if you're not political, sports is political. It just is.
But that doesn't mean that they are.
We don't know.
That we don't know. And that's what I'm saying. I hope that they do. Like, I hope that they don't go.
I'm praying they don't go.
I pray that they don't go.
I'm
but
praying.
All I'm saying is,
all I got. Please don't go.
No. We don't know.
Please don't go. I hope they don't go. And the reality is, people love them some OG. Yeah, OG with that hand of God. He did that hand of God, baby. Woo, that was amazing in Game 4. But the reality is, they to my knowledge, because remember, when Obama was president, there were a lot of white conservative players who refused to go to the White House when Obama was there, and they didn't get, there was nothing happened to them. So
they had conservative owners. They had owners who didn't require, but now it's the other way. This owner is friends with
Trump, and I'm sure he wants them to go. I'm sure he does.
Of course he does.
But also the other piece, even if you take the politics out of it, and if you can figure out how to get the Michelle Obama of it out, he's a jinx. He made they won 46 straight games.
Well, he doesn't care
until the 47th president showed up, and they lost the 47th game because of him.
The owner doesn't care. The owner doesn't care, and that's why he should sell the team, because he doesn't really love the Knicks.
But here's the problem, Jackie. If he sold the team, Jeff Bezos would buy it, or Elon Musk would buy it. The people who have the wherewithal to buy one of these teams. I mean, people made a big deal about supposedly Jay-Z owning the Nets. He don't own the Nets. They gave him a tiny fraction percentage. They could make him the front man for the Russian that bought it. And what happens is, they'll take a black person and put them in the front to make it appear that they're part of the ownership, but they have such a small percentage. Name me the black man. Maybe Robert Smith. There's very few. Oprah Winfrey. If what needs to happen, it's crazy that you have a 72 to 77% black league in terms of the players, and the ownership is have to have almost no black people. Wow. Black people need to figure out how to get our wealthiest and buy these teams, have them be black owned, because we're already seeing so much wealth transfer out of our community. We're the players, but the people who, I'm telling you, when I was in that stadium, in the arena in MSG, the thing that was the starkest was how black the team is and how white the stands were. But I mean, we were in a sea of whites.
That is a New York thing also, because when you go to New York Giants games, it's the same. But when you're in Atlanta and you go to a Falcons game or a Hawks game, baby, it's black people everywhere. And they let you know that they love their black fans by the music that they play. You're at a Giants game or the Knicks game, and they're playing,
it's all hip hop.
Rocky Top 10.
No, that's not true.
No,
the Knicks game is almost all hip hop. When I promise you, these white people were in there rocking out to Wu-Tang. They literally played hip
Oh,
hop
well,
from the
that's good.
beginning to the end because they play the music that matches the team's tastes. So
But
they
see,
have
in
no
Atlanta,
New York, they play nothing but hip
in
hop and R&B.
Atlanta, they play the music that matches. Like it is all about the fans, and that
Well, I
crowd
mean, it's the fans too.
in
Yeah.
Atlanta
No, but
is
New York,
black.
girl, New York's not gonna play nothing but hip black. It is literally black music. It's
Not
black
not at
music.
those New York Giants games.
Well, no, they were at the New York Knicks. I promise you, the
Not at
Knicks
the
games.
Giants. I've been to plenty of Giants games, and that is not the case. They'll sprinkle a little bit in there,
Yeah.
but that crowd, football is different in
Yeah,
this country.
football's very
Football
conservative
is
too.
yeah, it is. So it's not the same. But the Falcons in Atlanta, girl, they know. So the ownership matters, right? How whether they love their team and they love their fans. It seems like this owner of the Knicks
He
does
doesn't
not
love
love his
fans.
team and he does not love his fans.
He definitely don't
But
love the fans.
you talk about Black people standing up, right? These players standing up for each other. We have to make a decision too, as a people, right, to take a stand for certain things. When Colin Kaepernick, what happened to him? A lot of us boycotted the NFL, right?
Mm-hmm.
And after a while, after
50 right back.
Jay-Z went back and he brought all these musical acts that we loved, then we were like, oh, okay, oh, Kendrick Lamar, oh, this person, that person, oh, that's great. We went back. Like what happened to Colin Kaepernick never happened.
Never happened.
Let it fade. You
It's
know
so
what I mean? I wish that when Trump walked in that arena, those players said, we're not playing with that man in here. I wish that fans were like, we're not watching that game. But I get it. I get that it's their livelihood. I get that people paid all this money to go to the game and people are fans and they've been waiting on the Knicks
for 53 years.
Yeah, it's complicated, right? But I wish we were at a place where we could move more strategically as a people, right?
Yeah.
And it would make a hell of a difference because how do they take us seriously when we don't move in a serious way? When we say one thing, we're going to boycott Target, and then you got Jay-Z making deals with Target, right?
We went through
all we went through, right? And then he's made like it. We don't move strategically.
Well, give us the full story. Tell us about that for those who are not aware of the Target deal, please.
Well,
I'm sad about it because I'm a huge Jay-Z fan.
Well, I mean, listen, I think we should start with, I jumped the gun by talking about Target.
No. This is the perfect segue.
Well, so Jay-Z just did this big deal. Let me get the details. He just did a really big deal with Target after, and yeah, there were some complications about whether or not the Target boycott is over. We know how that all ended, a little messy with our friend Jamal Bryant and Tamika Mallory and Nina Turner. I don't know the ladies who all were equally a part of this, but Jamal ended it, or he pulled out of the church's involvement.
Just the church's
and a lot of people felt like he ended the whole thing, and there was confusion as to whether or not we should go back. And Joy and I have said repeatedly, and a lot of people stand with us, and Tamika and Nina have said, as far as the boycott continues, well, Jay-Z recently made a deal with Target, and what is it, for his new album to exclusively be sold in Target. He has new music coming out. He has a big new tour coming out. We saw him recently at the Roots Picnic performing. And so he has new music and it will be sold exclusively at Target. And I'm sure he is making a lot of money off of that. And a lot of people are really disappointed that he made this deal, because remember how upset we were last year when Essence had Target as a sponsor there. We were really upset about that.
Yeah.
Now Jay-Z moves this way. But I have been disappointed with how Jay-Z has been moving since the NFL thing, because he was disingenuous about that deal that he made with the NFL, saying that he had Colin Kaepernick's blessing. And then Colin Kaepernick's people came out, mainly his wife, saying that is not true. He did not have his blessing. And I will ask you, aside from putting Black people in those music slots, and people of color, because he had Bad Bunny there in those music slots, what has changed when it comes to ownership, when it comes to the rights of the players? What has changed in the NFL since Jay-Z made that deal? right? Because he said we don't have to kneel anymore. Remember, he said that, and people were
Yeah.
upset. Kneeling is over. Who is he to determine that that protest that we had against the NFL was over? So, I mean, it's just like if the people that are out front, the celebrities, the people that are making these deals are not standing with us, because we talked about this yesterday. It's not only Jay-Z that's in bed with Target, but it's the Urban League, right? It's other, and I
Yeah.
don't want to just name, they're the only one that I know of, but they're one of many Black organizations that all along have quietly been taking money from Target. So it's not
Yeah.
just that are out there like Essence, right?
Mm-hmm.
They had some multi-year deal, so they had to take that money because of a contract. Okay, maybe so, right? But other organizations are, meanwhile, we're out here not going to Target. A lot of people being inconvenienced in their day-to-day
Mm-hmm.
life because we think
Mm-hmm.
we're standing for something, right? And
Yeah.
then nothing. We get nothing from it. So we're asking these players whose livelihood depend on keeping their contracts and whatnot, because Colin Kaepernick put it all on the line,
I lost it.
gave up his career,
Yeah, I did.
right? And for what? We still watching the NFL, watching the halftime shows, celebrating the game. So we need to get it together as a people,
Yeah.
right? We should have
Yeah.
still been standing with Colin Kaepernick. To this day, he
Yeah.
sacrificed so much for Black people.
Yeah.
And so now we asking these players, like, I don't know what's going to happen, but if they go, I will be disappointed, but I will give them grace, right? Because this is their livelihood. And we can't ask so much of them if we're not going to get our shit together and do what we need to do.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
We ask
fair.
them to sacrifice so much, and then Jay-Z's going and making deals
Yeah.
with the NFL. And is he going to the White House next? You know?
I mean, people literally packed, and we talked about this on the show before. Kanye West, who is literally a guy in a Trump hat, if not a Black Klan outfit, and people packed his concerts. People have completely forgotten. I bet if Nicki Minaj threw a concert tomorrow, it would be nothing but Black people in the audience cheering for her, Black women even. As you know, despite what was said about Michelle Obama, it's true. We're inconsistent. Like you're right. We have to. I mean, I'll tell you right now. There's nothing Target could do. There's no deal they can cut with my favorite rappers. There's no deal they can cut with my favorite brands. There's nothing they can do because the one thing that they were asked to do was apologize to Black people, and they didn't do it. So
Right.
until you do right by me, Target, and also even at this point, it's too late for an apology because you'd only be doing it to get us to stop talking shit about you. So
Yeah.
Target, you are Woolworths to me. You are a bygone era. You can go and close all your stores. I don't care. I don't wish you well. I don't hope the best for you. You can still exist if you want to, but I promise you there's nothing that could make me shop at Target again. I don't want a Target card. I don't want a Target discount. I don't want a Target deal. I don't want Target to sponsor read this, read that. I don't want them to sponsor the Joy Reid show. I don't want them to sponsor my Substack. I
Mhm.
don't like you, Target. I don't want you. And there's nothing you can do. You
Yep.
literally quit us in January of 2025. And when you break up with my ass, I break up with you. So
Yeah.
there's no reason for us to come back to you. And so to me, what they're doing is they are, I've been starting to use this term a lot with a lot of these organizations, this blackwashing. They are blackwashing their reputation by running with a handful of money to come to individual famous Black people who are willing to take the money. And if you take the money, then you suddenly have blackwashed them. They suddenly can say, "Oh no, we're not racist. We got Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Oh, no, 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 we're not problematic. Look at all these people who are selling, their hot sauce here. You can get this hot sauce by this Black lady here. What are you saying? We're fine. I mean, they diss the LGBTQ people, but you don't see the LGBTQ people running back in there because they're like, oh no, 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 don't worry. Massimo's gay. It's good. I mean, the reality is we are not strategic in that we have a short memory. And
Yeah.
so the reality is we need to have a longer memory because we have no idea we have $1 trillion in spending at our disposal. If we were to be strategic about who could have the money and who couldn't, they would change. The reason Target ran to Jay-Z, let's just be honest. They went to Jay-Z to do this exclusive deal with him because they need it. Their stock price has never recovered. Their
Mm.
bottom line has never recovered. They have decided that the way to try to salvage their business is with Jay-Z. And if you're willing to make that deal, they're going to make it. They're running with money, but they don't care about you. They don't care about us. They just want to blackwash their reputation so that they can get their money back. And so
Yeah.
know that this is not real and genuine. Give a shit. If they go back and sponsor this Essence Fest, it's because they're terrified that Black women will not go back in there. Those who are woke, those who don't have to go in there. We shouldn't be in Walmart. Walmart don't give a shit about us either.
Or
We
Home
shouldn't be in there.
Depot.
We shouldn't be in
I
Home Depot.
mean,
They're getting ice. They're helping
Whole
ice. When
Foods.
you spend your
It
money at Home
goes
Depot,
on and on.
they're helping ice, y'all. Why are we in Home Depot? You can't get a ladder from a local. Aren't there like a mom and pop little shop that sell ladders in your neighborhood? Can you find that and help them? Costco, yes. I hope Costco stays strong too, Sarah Layla. If they go wrong, I don't know what to do. But I shop at Wegmans, Costco. I'm like, give me people who don't hate us. Why would you shop with people who hate you?
Well, and that's the thing. I mean, I know we're also going to talk about, and I want to bring this up, that Asian man in South Carolina that was found not guilty of murdering in 2023, 14-year-old Cyrus Carmack Belton. We all saw the video of the kid, the surveillance video of him in the store and then leaving the store and then men going after him. And people were really outraged about that because it was another situation of an Asian business, right, in a Black community disrespecting Black customers. And this is not the first time that something that it has ended in death. Like, we've been dealing with this for years. Not all Asian businesses, but enough for us as a people to wake up and say, we need to talk about this. We need to have a conversation. And I don't want to vilify like, there are some great businesses that are owned by
Absolutely.
Americans in the Black community and do great service. But there are many also that are rude to us. They treat us like criminals when we walk in the door. They're disrespectful. I've experienced it here in Georgia. I've experienced it in New York in beauty supply stores that I've gone to. But I think the conversation, because a lot of people are calling for boycotting Asian businesses, particularly ones that are in Black communities, when I think the conversation really needs to be, how do we empower our entrepreneurs to have successful businesses in the Black community? And really also for the Asian businesses who are good to us, right? And are respectful, having them also go the extra mile and create programs and opportunities to empower the Black people in the neighborhood in which they are making their living from. How many people in that store work there? Giving people in the neighborhood an opportunity to be partners in ownership, helping them to open their own franchise, doing things like that. I mean, I'm just spitballing here, but I need to see more than, hey, not all Asians are bad. We're good to y'all. I need collectively for there to be something on behalf of the Asian American community that have these businesses that really shows that they care about the communities that they're in, that they're not just there to make money and go home, because they don't live in the community, right? The overwhelming majority of them. I don't know. There might be somebody somewhere that does live in the community, but I'd be surprised. But mainly, why are we paying for hair care products, ladies? We pay so much money annually as Black women for our hair. Why aren't there Black businesses that we are giving there are, but why aren't we overwhelmingly giving our money to Black businesses?
Well, can I just say one of the reasons we're not is because they're not there. And the thing is, there's
they
some
can't get
structural
loans to be there, right? They can't get the loans.
Exactly. And there's structural inequalities that also are the reason a lot of these immigrant-owned and Asian-owned businesses are in our communities, because they wouldn't be able to get a loan to be in a white community. So they're actually experiencing discrimination in their own way. And so what they do is they locate where they can afford to find property and where a bank is willing to lend the money. And understand that capitalism is a giant collusion against the people on behalf of capital. And they mean for everyone to lose, AAPI people and Black people alike. The goal is for the banks to win and for the rich to win. It's never for the Asians or the Blacks to win. And so they're placing them in our communities on purpose because they'd rather have them get a loan to be in Detroit in our neighborhood than us to get one. So they definitely don't want us to get a loan. They'll give them them a loan, but they'll only let them locate where we are. So then that way they can do an extraction out of our community into their community, but then they can't even have hardly anything either. The problem is when a Black business, let's say they want to open up a wig shop, you have to have money for importing. You have to pay the tariffs. You have to find a place to locate your physical store that you can actually afford the rent. You need a giant down payment. My son just had a business that was an event space here. Boy, the down payment, if he didn't have me to help him with it, impossible for him as a young Black entrepreneur. It wouldn't have happened. And the huge amount of money you need for security, for insurance. They a lot of time, a lot of these immigrants, Asian immigrants, Black immigrants, they collectively get together and collectively do the down payment. They're working in community to make sure that as a group they can afford it. It's why when you go to a laundry that's owned by an Asian owner, the whole family works there. Their whole
Kids are
cousins,
there
their aunties, the
playing.
kids, the kids are playing because they get together and it's like 10 families get together and they buy these laundry. But where they can locate it is in our neighborhood. So it's like a double displacement, right? But then they're carrying whatever their resources that they make out of from us back to their community, and there's no investment in the people that they're there. We're just a customer, we're just a face. It's not somebody they go to church with or eat lunch with or hang out with. It's a problem. So what we need is more cohesion, yes, but we also need more opportunity. And there are a lot of Black women, I'm sure, who are the wig queen who would love to open a wig shop. It's really expensive. So we
But
got to
you know
figure
what?
all of these things out.
And I get that it's expensive, but you know who could afford to open up a chain of hair beauty supply stores across the country in Black neighborhoods? Fucking Jay-Z, right? He could. There are a lot of us with a lot of money, but we have such a narrow-minded me. How much money do you need, Jay-Z? Right? How much money do you need? Do you have to like he can afford that? And there are a lot of Black um, you know, celebrities, business owners, entrepreneurs who do have the money to do something like that. Why don't we, like you talked about how the Asian people work together? Like you go into a Asian business, sometimes the kids are there, they're not paying for daycare, the kids are there, they're watching, like the whole family's there. And I admire that. I respect it. I wish we could do the same. And I get that there are systemic and historical things in play that dictate how we move as a people, right? We were separated when we were on the plantation, house versus field, like we light versus dark. Like we were separated and we have suffered, and they by design they do not want us to be successful, and we give into it, we play into it. We are not, we are gonna, if somebody said, listen, I need Black women for 3 months not to buy weave hair products from an Asian business, just go to this business or go without, right? Could we do it? Are we willing to sacrifice, right? How much are we willing to sacrifice for the good of the group, for the
Yeah.
good of the total, right? Because we could have, the money exists within our community. It exists.
Yeah, it's called
You know?
collective economics, and I just don't think
Yes.
we do it. I will note that Jen, I think it was Jen who just said it in the chat, made the point, and this was something that Miles was actually looking forward to, that Kamala Debbie Harris was trying to do a program that would give small business owners $50,000 for new businesses. That would have been huge. Yes, it would have helped so many people. So that was an opportunity cost of not voting for the Black lady, because she was trying to just sort of fill in that gap. It is so hard to get capital, but yeah, collective economics is hard for us to do. And then, if we're going to have the really uncomfortable conversation, there's a lot of Black wealth transfer that happens because so many wealthy Black, like celebrities, their in-laws are not Black, and their in-laws are that wealth is being transferred into the in-laws families. And so you're seeing a lot of Black wealth transfer when people finally get that 10, 20, $50 million. It's not necessarily circulating in the community just because the person is Black, because the in-laws family may be not Black, and then their legacy, they're sharing in that financial legacy. So it's not necessarily rolling back to a Black community. So there's just a lot. There's a lot of the ice being colder on the other side, among Black people who feel like achieving at the getting to the top means not being in the community, right? Like we've been miseducated educated to believe that when you really make it, it means getting out of your neighborhood.
That's
It
by
means getting
design.
out. And they've designed it that way to make
Because
us
we
feel
once
like
we move
we
out,
level up by getting out.
then they come and take over our neighborhood.
And then all of a sudden, look, I'm
Gentrification.
in
If
Harlem.
we had stood our
Literally.
ground and stayed in those neighborhoods, but they sent guns into our neighborhoods, they sent drugs into our neighborhood. And so we, in order to survive and be safe, we had to leave. And now they come back and they boost policing. Right? They like you're in Harlem now, police are everywhere because the white people are there. But before that wasn't the case. It's all by design.
Totally. And then all of a sudden they tell you the place that they said was the hood is now the chicest place to live. Go to Brooklyn. There's no part of Brooklyn that's not gentrified. And that was always said to be the hood. And now all of a sudden the hood is where everybody wants to live. And the suburbs are becoming blacker and browner because now they're like, get out of the inner city. We want the inner city now. Get out. And then they shove us to the suburbs. So it's like we keep on being displaced. And to your point, we're not hanging on. Like Harlem is going. I mean, Harlem is the last sort of black bastion in New York City, and I'm not sure how long it will hold out, you know?
Or Atlanta. Atlanta is being gentrified in ways, and we have had black mayors for as long as I can remember.
Yeah.
Why?
New Orleans too. I mean, the
heavily gentrified.
Like the Ninth Ward, Treme, the places that we thought of as being Treme is being gentrified. Baldwin Hills in California, where they told you is the hood. They said this is undesirable. This is a bad place to live. I went back a few years ago to Montbello, which I think I've told the story in my wind downs. White Denverites used to call Montbello Mont Ghetto because it was 80% black. And it was an upside down town, right? It was a white flight created town because when blacks started moving in, white people started moving out. So the affluent people in Montbello were mostly black, and the people who were more working class were mostly white. Baby, when I tell you last time I went over there, it was not black no more. Hey, they don't chase the blacks. I don't know where they went to, but they don't live there no more.
Right? And it's all about, it's so sad because we are so distracted, and we need the distraction, right? Because of the load that we carry, the trauma that we carry in this country, and the things that we have to deal with. We need the distractions that we have. I understand, but we have to find a way to not get so carried away by those distractions that we don't keep our eye on selectively what we need to be doing in community, right? Jay-Z should be ashamed of himself. Not just for the NFL thing, but this Target thing as well. He knew about the boycott. He knew what black people were sacrificing to teach Target a lesson, and teach a lesson we did, right? Their stocks plummeted. Like they were suffering. And now with him going there, that is going to help bail them out.
It's going to bail them out. It's blackwashing.
Like NFL, because we forgot about it. We were like, oh, look at this, you know, when they were in LA and they had and this person, and Mary J. Blige and 50 Cent and all Eminem and everybody, it was great. And we're so caught up in the, you know, you know, look over here, black people, music, y'all at the halftime show. It don't mean shit because it doesn't change the ownership of those teams, and it doesn't change the rights of the players. NFL players should have a stake in the teams that they play.
They should
have ownership stake. They should get a piece of that pie.
They should.
As part of playing. But they're so, I mean, they're just, you know, they're just talent. They don't, and if they get hit, if they get hurt,
it's over.
Then they're
Torn
out.
ACL.
And they should have health care for life. I don't care if you play for 1 year or 10 years. However, they should have health care for life, and they should have a stake. They should get paid something for the rest of their lives, and not just some silly little pension.
It's not just there. It's all the things where black people predominate in culture. Music industry is probably even worse. You know, you have musicians that were making hits for record labels, and then they retire poor. They retire broke. They're losing their homes. They're getting they're getting foreclosed on because the music industry essentially, you know, uses you as a marionette. But these, you know, they're taking so much out of your check for every little thing, every music video. And then you look at the top tier of the music industry, who are the CEOs, they don't look like us, but they're exploiting our music and then even pushing more like sort of vulgarity in our music and pushing it to be more gangster, or pushing it to be hardcore because
Right.
they don't care what the impact is. They just don't care about. And so, that's what Michael Jackson, when he wrote They Don't Really Care About Us, he was talking about the music industry. He was
Yeah.
telling tales. When Prince wrote Slave across his face, that's why he did it, because it's like all these industries where we provide the cultural, we provide the grist for the culture, but we're not getting the full generational benefits. This should be
Right.
generational wealth that football, basketball, these sports are creating for our families, but they're not providing generational wealth. They're providing one generation of wealth that
Yeah.
does not necessarily equal generational wealth from now on, like slavery did for white people.
But
You
we're
know,
so
what's
happy. We're
and we're
so
happy to give
happy
it
to have
out.
a crumb
Right.
of a career in music, a career, and it's just a crumb when you look at the big picture of
Yeah.
what the whole pie is and what we could have. And I wish there was a way, and I don't have the answers. I wish I
Yeah.
did, but I wish there was a way that we could come together to demand more. Like nothing would make me happier if all the black pay would have made me happier if when Kaepernick, was kicked out of the NFL if all of them boycotted,
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
all of them took a stand
If they
together.
refuse, because if the top players had refused to play until
Yeah,
he got his job back, what would they do? You can't get without the black players and the ally white players, if they had gone along with it, there would be no game. There would be no sport. And I think the players have to really remember that it was a year that a bunch of college basketball players like did a walkout or some kind of a strike. It almost paralyzed college football.
yeah,
And because there's such a deep reliance on the black athlete in this country, they're so reliant. I mean, remember the Harlem Globetrotters were the ones people would come to the arenas to see,
right,
not the white teams. And so
right,
they eventually had to integrate basketball to
right,
absorb the Harlem Globetrotters, because every time they would do an exhibition game, number one, the Globetrotters would beat them, but number two, they were so theatrical, people would leave after the exhibition portion and wouldn't stay
right.
for the white on white game. So they had to eventually integrate basketball by force because they needed the theatrics and the, what we're so good at is bringing the joy and the flavor, and we bring that, but we should be getting generational wealth out of this
And we need
deal.
to figure it out. I mean, I love that we influence the culture the way that we do. I love it. I love that, what you just explained about the Harlem Globetrotters, but it is pointless if we don't figure out how to turn it into generational wealth for us as a people.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're just performing for them.
Yes.
Those athletes can go home with their wealth, but collectively as a people, like if we don't figure this out, it will never get better for black people in this country than what it is today. It will never get better, and it's pretty bad now. You
It's
know what
pretty
I mean?
bad. And I think
It's never
what the
going to
players
get
should
better.
what they should think about to sort of bring us back to where we started, nothing would, I think, depress a lot of black folks more than seeing these towering athletes, that won after a 53-year drought and who are the heroes of New York City, seem to be forced to go and stand with a hateful, bigot, racist president. Like
Yeah,
the idea
yeah,
of making, and this team is very black and Puerto Rican, to make them have to take that picture, the thumbs up picture that all the people who got a pardon from Trump were forced to take, and some of them probably paid for the pardon and then had to do the thumbs up picture with him. I pray that there is no compulsion put on these young men, who are in their 20s. These are young men with first generation wealth, first time their families have been this rich. And it is very tempting to go along with whatever it is because you like you said, you don't want to lose your opportunity. But I really hope that picture would be the most depressing thing I could imagine, making those men stand there with that man, that jinx, that fascist, that ugly, awful person who held a cage fight in the White House so that they could entertain violence loving thugs who delighted in the um, slandering and smearing of the first Black woman first lady.
and you know
That would be depressing.
whose husband was in that crowd at the White House?
Who?
Serena Williams's husband.
Oh,
Yep, that's what I'm hearing. I haven't seen photos, and somebody said it in the chat, but I had heard that as well. Somebody said she was there. I don't know if she was there, But I heard that her husband was in the audience. And he's already a billionaire. If
He's a
not,
billionaire.
why do you why like at what point? Like you got black kids, right?
Come
At what
on.
point can you look at the big picture, the future of your children, but also unless you feel like your children will not be in the mix? Your
Right.
children are
They'll be
above all
exempt.
of whatever. Yeah, they'll be exempt from it.
Yeah.
There's no such thing. That
There's no exemption.
eventually there's not. At
There's
the
no
end of the
exemption.
day, ask
There's
OJ.
no
Ask OJ, right? If you could.
Donna
They-
Larson is saying Green Valley Ranch is the new Montbello. Ooh, I remember when they were building Green Valley Ranch when I was in high school. So that's interesting because the ad, my mom noted that the ads in her view didn't have enough black people in them. So she was very annoyed about Green Valley Ranch because they did the marketing without enough blacks. And she was like, yeah, I don't like that. I don't like Green Valley Ranch. But I guess maybe the blacks have come. But that's the problem is we need to, who is investing in the wokening, of these young players? Like, what are they learning? Who is schooling them on how to move with once you get that money?
Well,
Who
what's
is
unfortunate is for so many of them, right? Because they've been stars all along, in high
in high
school,
school?
college. They've been these stars that, so they want this life. And a lot of times, not for all of them, but for many of them, the parent is the one who's like, keep your head down, focus, let's get that money, let's get that money. A lot of them have the pressure of being the person and being the breadwinner of the family, taking that family, into everybody's not in poverty that plays in sports,
Sure.
but really elevating them out of lower class or middle class into like, into big success financially. And that's a lot of
Yeah.
pressure that
It
these
is a
young.
lot of pressure.
So no one's really who's talking to them. Who? No one. No
Yeah.
one is coming to them and saying, let's look at the big picture. Gone are the days of Harry Belafonte, who I think you did a documentary on, and so many others, entertainers and athletes who were really invested, right, in Black people and the success of Black people moving the civil rights needle forward. Now we feel like we've arrived, right? If I
Yeah.
can get my Benz or my BMW or my this, and I can have my 5-car garage, then I've made it. Forget about everybody else. Forget that they canceled DEI. I got mine. I got
Yeah.
mine. And that's how I see Jay-Z moving, right? How much money do you need? How much money does he need, for God's sake? Like, I can't. And I'm a fan of that. Like, I like him, but I'm so disappointed in
Yeah.
how he is moving. And I keep waiting on there to be here was the plan all along. I couldn't say anything, but this is what I was building.
Right.
There's nothing. The NFL has not changed for the better when it comes to Black players or when it comes to ownership. I mean, I know I keep saying it, but I'm just so disappointed in him.
Sapphire claiming that Belafonte wasn't invested in Black people. That's not true. Yes, he was. He literally funded Dr. King's work. He was basically the bank that Dr. King was going to. Remember, Dr. King didn't have any money. Harry
Yeah.
Belafonte was writing the checks to make sure that King could do his work. He was one of the chief financiers of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. And also was willing to put his celebrity on the line at a time when you want to talk about getting blacklisted. Being a vocal Black man in Hollywood was not exactly a safe thing to do.
Yeah.
And he was very clear about where he stood when it came to civil rights. As were a lot of those Black stars at the time. Lena Horne, very clear.
Muhammad
Muhammad
Ali.
Ali, very clear. They call me Mr. Tibbs. What's his name? Sidney Poitier.
Sidney
He
Poitier.
he said, don't get it twisted. Let me make it clear to you who I am, where I stand. Like these, and think about it, back then they were taking a bigger risk than
Yeah.
Black players are now, and Black actors and Black famous people. Back
Yeah.
then, they weren't making nearly that kind of money. And the risk to them was so much greater.
Yeah.
And the fact that their careers could be ended. And these people, let me tell you, they were of a different make. They were of a different make.
Diane Carroll too.
Diane Carroll was of a totally different make. Diane
Yeah.
Carroll said, I wish you would try to give me a role as a maid. She said, hell to the no. She said, I'm going to make every role had to be of a minimal level of dignity, it had to be a certain dignity, or that chick was not playing that role. She said no to a lot of stuff that she was like, I'm not doing it. There were these black art athletes at the time. I mean, we're talking about Nina Simone, who said, I'm going to get up here and I'm going to sing all this shit. Lady Day, Billie Holiday, she said, I'm going to sing Strange Fruit till y'all kill me, and they did. They literally let her die in a hospital bed because they begged her to stop singing Strange Fruit. And we're talking about somebody who was so light, she probably could have go ahead and let me just pass for white and me keep it moving. She did not do that. There was a lady who that was in one of our book club issues that she was. Oh my God, what was her name? Was so light that they were trying to get her to kind of fade into whiteness. She was like, hell to the no, I'm black. Carol Channing was a black woman who literally was out front, and people didn't even know she was black. And when they confronted her, supposedly in the 70s, to try to out her as black, she said, I always been black. Y'all just never asked me. She said, I'm black. You just didn't ask me. I'm black.
I put a flag on the field on Carol Channing because I never saw her at the civil rights anything. I never heard her talking about being black. I don't like that. I don't like
Hazel
that.
Scott.
Yeah, Hazel Scott. Yeah, you can be black, but if you're not standing on business with black people,
then she won't go back at the Pope again. But the reality being, yes, Harry Belafonte, whoever said that about Harry Belafonte, that's not true. Harry Belafonte was critical to the civil rights movement.
Yeah, I love that correction. Now let's have another word from our sponsors before we close for today. And this is, of course, we're talking about Baskin Leather, who if y'all know by now, we love these products, but it is not just because, we have a partnership with them. It is because they sent us these products, we tried them, and we actually love them.
Yes.
These products.
100%. And we both are two ladies who, if you've been watching and listening to Read This, Read That for the many years, hair is like a third of the episodes.
Yes.
We talk about our hair all the time because we both have had, our hair struggles, because we are two sisters who've been trying to wear our natural hair in this business, which is very difficult in media to wear your natural hair. And the challenges are mainly around dryness, making sure you have proper moisture. And what I love about Baskin Lather, especially that little spritz that I spritz in my hair every morning.
Girl.
Listen, let me tell you something. And that little edge balm, they keep your hair so tight and right and soft and moisturized. So you don't have to worry about breakage. You don't have to worry about dryness. You don't have to worry about your hair feeling brittle. And in my little twist here, if I could let you touch them right now, y'all would be like, wow, they're moist and fabulous. And that is a Baskin Leather. That's because of Baskin Leather.
It's so true. And I know when I started my natural hair journey, back in 2019, 2020, I didn't know what to do with my hair, right? I really didn't know. I didn't know what products to use. And there were some people that sent me some things, and I tried this and I tried that. Some things were good, but I didn't have like a system in place on how to do the shampoo, the conditioner, the moisturizer, the leave-in, the this, the that. I really didn't have it. And then when Baskin Lather sent us what they sent us, you guys, I was like, oh. Because now I've got this system of products that every step along the way works. And I've been looking for this.
Yeah. And we were talking earlier in the show about supporting Black-owned businesses. And look, these are two Black women who literally set out to solve a problem. Best way to start a business, find a problem and solve it. And that's exactly what they did. They created something that they could use that could actually help with their own hair. So they literally did the experiment on themselves before they passed it along to us. And it is such a blessing. These sisters have created an incredible business that you can feel proud about supporting. You can know that your dollars are going into the hands of two amazing Black women and to a product that is actually fabulous, wonderful, and healthy for your hair.
Yeah, and it's so easy to get your hands on these products. Give them a try. Go to baskinleatherco.com. It's there on the bottom of the screen there. Use the code RTRT for 20% off. And, go and shop their favorites or their best-selling products. We talk about a lot about the things that we love, but try what we love. Try the ones for yourself. You won't be disappointed. You will not be disappointed. So baskinleatherco.com and use the code RTRT for 20% off.
And Kate Nicole says she loves the spritz and the cream because she knows. I'm telling you, if you know, you know.
Sally Fred too said edge control is great. Now that I did not get, because I'm a big skeptic of edge control because I feel like it dry, right here,
Right,
girl.
because it
I'm trying to
dries.
grow right in here. I'm trying to get it together. So I don't
So
like
guess
to
what?
use edge control.
I use the cream that they sent us, the lovely little sort of hair. I
Right.
use that on my edges. So
Exactly.
that's what I use. So then I get the edges, but they're soft and they don't harden. So I haven't used the edge control, which would dry on it, but the one I use, I actually just use the cream as edge control, and it works fabulous. As you can see, look at my edges. Look upon me edges.
Yeah.
Look upon me edge.
That lays, wait, come back up. That lays down really well,
It's
Joanne.
laid out really well, and that's just the cream.
Mhm.
That's not even the edge control. That's just the cream, and it's because my hair is healthy, so it lays down flat.
Yeah, because I got give us free hair.
Give
So
us free. Oh,
mine,
me too. I have C4,
I gotta take
4C.
it and lay it down, and I wasn't doing it today. So that's why y'all get this my favorite. If y'all know where I can get some really good head wraps, let me know. Because
Right?
y'all must love this pink one. But I love it because the material is so thick. Because if I get
Yeah.
something that flimsy, it doesn't give me the height that I love. So if anybody
Right.
knows where I can get some good head wraps, please let me know because I am on the hunt. I'm
Yes.
definitely on the hunt. So can we talk about scary movie?
Kate out Nicole said, "Who has tried the oils?" I've also tried the oils,
Me
and I gave them
too.
to my daughter because her hair is very dry and it's more like Jackie. It's very, very thick, and she loves the oils. And so I'd use the oils too, and I'll put it in here, but I don't do that every day because I'm trying to make sure I use the spritz. I don't want my hair to be too oily, but yes, it's fabulous. The oil is nice and it feels so good on your scalp, especially if you in between a hair wash, baby. Soothing and fabulous.
I love that. I love that. Okay. Let's talk about our last topic for today, and that is the Wayans brother and the big success that they are having at the box office with Scary Movie. The movie debuted on June the 5th with a 3-day domestic gross of 54, that's the dyslexia, 54.3 million opening. And that marked the best opening weekend of the entire franchise because they lost the franchise for a while. They started it, they lost it, and this is the first movie now that it's back in the hands of the Wayans, and it has outdone every movie ever in the franchise. So excited for them, and it really says a lot about we talk about sports and all that kind of stuff. It talks a lot about ownership. I love this family. And I love what they do in this business. And I really want them to do more. I remember at one point, the Wayans families, they were talking about opening up their own studio. I don't know
Mhm.
what happened with that, right? And they made history coming on the scene, not just within Living Color, but before then with I'm Gonna Get You Sucker. Remember that movie? That was like the first
Mhm. So
film
good.
from the Wayans brothers. And it was
Yes.
so good. And I shouldn't say just brothers, the Wayans and the sister, because Kim is a big
And the
part. She's
sister.
a part of
Yep.
everything. There's so many,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
they are just like Bebe's kids. They just keep coming. Like the
I think
kids,
there are 9 of them, right?
girl, they got grandkids and
400 of
well,
them.
they have like Damon Wayans' son, right? He's a well-known actor now. He's in Shrinking, one of my favorite shows, but he pops up everywhere. He's on so many great shows and movies. He's in rom-coms. They've got another daughter who's a stand-up comedian. And then all the Wayans are doing so many great things. Even Kim Wayans, if you follow her on social media, she's doing a lot of sketches on
Mhm.
her social media and on her YouTube, which she's so funny. They do so many amazing things. But I'm so happy that they're having this success with Scary Movie now that it's back in their hands. And it's funny because a lot of the headlines that you read, like they had this big debut, big box office breaking debut. Now, when you Google the movie, all these stories are like, yeah, they made this, but they dropped. They plummeted from the top, and they now the box office is dropping. And it's just like the way that the media covers the success of Black movies, and we've seen it, right? Of Black media, it really is disappointing because that drives a lot it drives the decision of whether or not people are going to go see something, what
Yeah.
headlines they see. And if you Google Wayne, I just saw it when I Googled it, there are all these stories back to back to back to back about how they were doing well, but they dropped dramatically, like, just this
That's
horrific.
haterism.
It's
Haterism.
heroism.
Haterism. They hate to see Black people succeed. And by the way, the Wayans brothers are the reason we have a halftime show at football
Yeah.
because they were doing it in living color. And people literally switched to in living color away from the NFL from the Super Bowl, and that is why the Super Bowl decided they needed to have a halftime show
Well, they
so
were
that
doing halftime shows, but they weren't doing spectacular halftime
spectacular
shows.
halftime
There
shows,
was not
exactly.
any
There was
like
like marching bands and
it
stuff.
was,
It needed it to
yeah, it
be
wasn't anything. It was magicians and
right, exactly.
animals and like the zoo. It wasn't anything that was star-studded.
That's
That's
right.
when it switched.
That's right. And they're responsible for that. They're responsible for Jim Carrey's career. They're responsible for so much. And I think they're very underrated just as a family and as creators. They're so smart. I mean, everybody knows how much for one rib. Everybody, I mean, you know what I mean? It's like they are amazing. And so yes, big ups to them. I'm glad that it went up. And by the way, $54 million is 14 million more dollars than Melania got for her documentary that nobody saw.
Mm-mm.
She
Somebody
got
said that
$40 million
Fox
for that.
bought Roku. Did you hear about that?
Oh God, I didn't know that. Oh, and
Yeah,
by the way, you're getting some advice to go to Yaya
I
DaCosta's
saw
line
that.
for your wraps. That we got
Thank
a couple
you.
people
I
that
will
said
do
that.
that as soon as we get off because I need some variety in my life.
Yeah,
I've got
go to yeah, she has good style. Yeah, yeah. But
my
yeah, I mean, it's literally a thing where, the same thing happened with Sinners. Rather than just celebrate the huge success of
yes.
Sinners, the haterism from the Hollywood reporter crowd, from the media, clackety clackers was just negative. They tried to find anything they could to pick apart that film, pick apart the director, somehow undermine the greatness and the success of that film. Even the way they're sort of stingy with Oscar nominations, can they get in it? It's like there's always a reason. And what's so crazy to me about it is constantly undermining Black people does nothing to raise the US GDP. Black people are contributing to the gross domestic product, and yet the sort of larger world of white supremacy is more interested in bringing us down than in
Yeah,
making the whole country succeed. They'd rather the industry fail than
they
just
do.
admit that we are great, admit that we're contributing greatness. Just admit it and let us live, let us be great. They would rather fail than let us succeed. It's
They will.
crazy to me. White supremacy is backwards and dumb.
They're stupid. But you mentioned Jim Carrey. I also want to mention that J Lo started out on In Living Color.
Yes.
David
Never
Allen
see her do the
Greer,
dance.
David Allen Greer. So did
Yes.
Davidson. So did Rosie Perez, and so did
Yes.
Jamie Foxx. Right?
Yes. Jamie
All
Foxx
started out
too.
on In Living Color. So I
Yes.
mean, the Wayans brothers, or the Wayans. I don't want to leave
The
the
Wayans. Don't
girls
leave the
out. The
sister. Yeah,
Wayans are entertainment royalty,
they are.
like the
They
Jack,
truly are.
right?
They are.
Like they are entertainment royalty, and they should be treated as such.
Agree.
They should be celebrated at every turn, and all of them should just have all the money in the world and all the success in the world, and then they can go open up some beauty supply stores in Black.
I would love to do a documentary about the Wayans. So
Yeah.
if I don't know them at all, but that's one of the projects I have long wanted to do was to do when we originally started the Joy Reid show, we actually did a takeoff on the opening for the Wayans for their show. We did like a takeoff on it for to do like a promo for our show because I just think they're so great. So if Wayans, if you're listening, if you need an executive producer to do a documentary about your family
Joanne is
lives,
not your person. No, she doesn't have
I'm the
time.
one.
As her manager,
Pick me.
no, she's
Pick
not.
me.
No, doesn't have time. No, no, we're turning this down.
No, we're
We'll
not.
say, let's find someone to do it, but it does
Nope.
not have to be you.
It's gonna be
No,
me. It's
no, it
me.
can't.
It's
It's gonna
me. It's
be
me. It's me. Oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. Girl, go take care of them 80 cats. You know you got
girl.
cats in your
You'll be
closet.
on the. It's like, where's Joy at the red carpet of the thing? I don't know. Oh, she's in the hospital. She couldn't make it.
She couldn't make it. She passed out on her way over here.
Passed out.
Too
No.
overworked.
No, you
Anyway.
need to get one of your many fabulous friends like Erica Alexander in entertainment. Who, well, she's busy too, but
She got 800 movies. She
it's
has
true.
like 800. And by the way, if y'all have not seen Is God Is,
Go and see it.
pause and look at me. Look at me. Look at me. I'm the captain now. You better go see Is God Is watch in theaters. This is the best damn movie of the year. It is so freaking incredible. Eric Alexander is amazing in it, but the whole cast is amazing. I had to text her. I had to say, listen,
Yeah, I gotta go.
bitch, This is the best written, best directed, best photographed, best costumed. Okay, thank you. Those of you who've seen it, Ray Sunshine has seen it. Is
And
God is
I
MSB
hear they have
Rose.
the best ass cheeks as well. I hear they have the
And
best ass cheeks.
you're gonna see a very tight male behind in this movie. And I'm sorry to his wife. I'm married too. But baby, listen. The booty was bootying. I'm telling you, he got a booty pop. How does a man have a booty pop? He has a booty pop.
Our brother, we love him. Our brother Sterling K.
Sterling K. Brown has a booty pop. Your thing is scratching.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, he has a booty pop, y'all, and you're going to enjoy the booty pop too. But I'm just telling you, it's no longer on the big screen. No, you should put it on the biggest screen in your house. It is so good, y'all. It is so freaking great. I want to see it again. I would watch it 10 times. I don't like watching movies over. It was excellent.
Miss B Rose said we saw that in Paradise too. Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
And Paradise, I binged it, and it took me a while to listen to Miss Jackie Reed and watch it, but I'm obsessed. I cannot wait for the new season. They better make another season, or I'm gonna start a riot.
But it's supposed to be the final season. Then third season is supposed to be the final season, which I hope they change their minds about. Like just like they did with Ted Lasso. We thought Ted Lasso was done, but they are coming back with another season in August. Yep. I'm so excited. And if you love Ted Lasso, watch Shrinking. Speaking of the Wayans, watch Shrinking on Apple. It is from the same, like some of the same writers. Ashley Nicole Black, I can't remember her name. God forgive me. Who is a brilliant Black woman who is a writer. She wrote on Ted Lasso. She also writes on Shrinking. It is a great show. Damon Wayans Jr. is on there as long as he plays the love interest of Jessica Williams, who's on there. There's some other Black actors on there. There's great diversity on there. It's such a great show. So watch Shrinking. Well, okay.
And by the way, Vivica Fox indeed gave the performance of her life. This is actually the best Vivica Fox performance of her entire career, and I love Vivica Fox. This is your best Vivica Fox film ever. I hope she gets it off. Yes, with my full chest, and I loved her in that. I love Vivica A. Fox. This is the best Vivica A. Fox film. She acted her ass off without even getting out of bed. She was fabulous. This film is so good, y'all. I promise you, you must see it. It's so good. And Paradise is excellent. And I finally started watching the one you recommended in your last wind down, Jackie, with the group of people who live at the retirement home.
Oh, the Burrows.
The Burrows. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. It's so good.
Right?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna catch up on that tonight because I haven't been able to watch it because I've been doing the things. But I'm gonna catch up on it tonight. It's so good. It's so good.
So good. Oh my God.
Well, fam, thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you guys. Be sure to follow, like, subscribe. Again, shout out to our Facebook family who joined us for the first time today. We get it together, y'all. We get this tech together. One day we will all be together holding hands, Substack, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all together. We're getting there. But Facebook, welcome. Thank you guys for joining. And thank you guys for just to the Cousin Nation for being here and loving up on us, our cousin community. We appreciate you. Yeah, I got to get another glass. I got to fill up. Blink, blink. But like, subscribe, comment, let us know you love us. Join our cousin community over on YouTube. Just click the join button. Choose a level that you love. We got a big book club meeting coming up with the Book Babes on this Thursday with Kennedy Ryan. One of 2 book club meetings coming up with her because we're reading her book Real, and then we're reading the book Score. So we'll do those back to back. We'll do just Real this week and then Score next week. So please join us for that and sign up. And if you want to keep up with this busy woman who has way too much on her plate, but when the microphone comes on, Joanne Reed is on. I tell you, like before we started this show, she's like, "Oh, I'm so tired." The mic comes on, she's like, "Ping!" Hey, everybody!
I'm a machine.
It's like somebody put a quarter in your tank, and you're like,
"That's what happens." No, the quarter in my tank is called you, Jackie Reed.
You're sweet. Go to joyannereed.com and you can follow her everywhere. You can find all the things that Joyanne is doing. She's so smart. Just go to joyannereed.com. You don't have to go to a lot of different places. That will direct you everywhere. you'll be able to figure out where you need to go from
But you have
there.
to do this while you're doing it. You have to do this dance when you're going to do it. And also, please make sure that you support this lady who's on one of the two sides of me. Camille never tells us; she keeps it a mystery. Jackie Reed, and you can get it in multiple ways. You can go to Jackie's Weekly's Wellness Guide. Sign up for that. Therefore, you can get all into your email all the wonderful advice for how you can live better, be healthier, eat better, live better, and be happier. You can also go to vegansexycool.com because wait a minute, you want to be vegan because you love the animals. But you also want to be sexy because you're super cute. You also want to be cool because who doesn't? Vegansexycool.com will give you all three, all in one at the same time. And of course, the Jackie Reed experience. Listen, we're trying to get her to write this book because this lady know everybody. She know Jesus. She gonna be like, and then Jesus said, and you be like, that's a humble brag. But she will give you all the information sans humble brag. Just giving it to you straight at the Jackie Reed experience. So do all the things, support all the things. We love you guys. Please make sure you follow us on all our socials. You can follow us at Read This, Read That on Instagram. You can follow us on Facebook. Welcome to our new Facebook family. And just, we love your support. We appreciate it. We are growing, but grow the Cousin Nation in all of the ways. It's free, subscribe to everything, and then join. That's how you can put a little coin in if you want to support. Cha-ching. We love you guys. Support our sponsors. And we will see
Don's
you.
not there yet. He's not there.
Oh, we be trying. See, I be trying to help Donnell. See, I'm gonna text Don because I be trying to close on time to help him.
I don't know why he ain't there. He ain't
Lemon
there.
heads, you find, because you know what happens? The lemon heads, they be like, okay, thanks guys, I'm on my way to Don, and so I try to help, but he's not there yet. Don, he's lemon late. That's our new thing. Lemon late. He's lemon late.
He be lemon late.
He is lemon. And now when y'all late to work and stuff, say no, I'm just lemon. I'm not late. I'm lemon late.
Say it with a
we love Don.
Little bit of spice. No, we love light. We love Don, but he lemon late. He ain't there.
He lemon late. He lemon late.
Go to the bathroom, get yourself something to eat, walk the dog. You know, you got time for a poop. You got time for a number 2.
Go move the snake in your front yard. Put him out. Don't kill him, no. Just move him. Put him in a jar. You have time. Go find a cat outside, rescue it. Go find the mama, put him in a box, put him in your closet. You have time.
For a little quickie in the bedroom. Go
get a little quickie in the bedroom, make you a baby. It's fine. It's fine. But don't run over the cat, though. You're right. Don't run over the cat. Thank you, Miss B. Rose. They said don't run over the cat or the snake because look, Ricky already got no mama. He did. Ricky mama did. He said, "Oh God,
cat that survived has a good life.
He's gonna have a good life." Oh, look at that. Benita Pajarita gifted 5 Read This, Read That memberships. Thank you, Benita Pajarita. We love you. Thank you. Lemon late, y'all. Lemon late. Don't worry, y'all always are on time for Read This, Read That. Well, thank you. Go and get your snacks prepared for the Dawn Lemon Show, and we'll see you on the next Read This, Read That.
Ciao, Bella. Bye.